and I think we are live. At least for a little bit. We gotta wait until some more people join in, but we will get more people joining pretty darn soon. Let me see here with my phone, handy phone, which, see if the stream is actually up and running, because that would be a bummer if it wasn't. And I think you're able to hear me through the microphone on the TV, but let's wait and see first to see if it's actually working out. Let's see. On my channel, I also posted on Twitter, so hopefully it shows up there too. Let's see. Boom, there it is. And we are live, everybody. Bam. And of course, rocking the inner demon mask, but of course I can't see without my glasses, so I'll take this off. Woo! Bam. And, oh snap, headphones going flying. Woo! There we go. Much better. Now I can see and you can hear me much clearer without the demon mask blocking my voice. And also, bam, of course, representing the Spidey greatness of the advanced suit web shooters, the replicas. Bam, which I will hopefully try and do an unboxing for either another day or maybe tomorrow for April Fool's joke, who knows. Which if you have seen on Twitter, I have a special kind of video planned, not Spider-Man related, coming out for tomorrow, since tomorrow is April Fool's. It'll be really funny to talk about what I'm going to talk about tomorrow, which is just a joke. It's just a fun thing I thought I would do. It's kind of been on my mind lately as well with all these recent superhero movies coming out, so I thought, you know what, why don't I just take the time to talk about one of the most underrated superhero movies as an April Fool's joke. So we'll do that tomorrow, either in the morning or afternoon or late evening, whenever I decide to post it and upload it, but it'll be fun. I think it'll be very fun. But hello everyone, yes, we are indeed doing a live Spider-Man PS4 live stream. Once again, not Radioactive Replay, sorry, but at least it is something, which is, of course, a live stream saying thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, you in the back, you at the side, you, and all of you for 50,000 subscribers, everybody. This is absolutely insane, and again, I started off in 2016 just doing videos literally in this exact room with my phone, recording off of my TV or my computer or whatever, just talking about and speculating about and discussing anything that relates to this amazing game, and everything that has come afterwards is a devotion from you, the viewers, you, the fans, and you, just all the amazing Spidey squad members and community members out there who just are so passionate about Spider-Man and towards each other, and all the support you have given me being able to attend conferences that I've never attended before, like E3 or Comic-Con or GDC. It's all because of this game, but mainly all because of you guys watching, supporting me every step of the way, and I would not be here without any of you amazing people, so thank you all so much. And I guess we will also try and do a charity live stream event later, not now, but another time, another live stream will take place, because now I finally own Injustice 2. And that's a game that a lot of people have been wanting to see me play, even though I'm awful at it. But we can do a game about that, or a live stream about that game for charity. So the first one was Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite with Godzilla Mendoza and Lord Cheddar playing that game for St. Jude's Hospital. And then Yuri Lowenthal himself went on Twitter and asked help from the Spidey squad, saying, hey guys, here's this charity for Rady's Children's Hospital in San Diego. Would you want to donate to that cause? And like, of course we do. So we ran a live stream playing Spider-Man to help out the Rady's Children's Hospital for Yuri Lowenthal and Silver Sable, Nicole Elise, which was awesome. But I do have Injustice 2 now, and I'm trying to still coordinate something with Lord Cheddar, who you guys know from the Marvel vs. Capcom stream. No spoilers as to who could possibly be in the live stream, because that's for him to discuss, but it'll be someone who is a very popular YouTuber nowadays and is probably some of your guys' favorites. Again, we'll all be doing like community matches too, so if you guys want to join in the fight to play Injustice 2 with me, Lord Cheddar, and these other YouTubers which will join us, that'll be in the next charity live stream, and it'll be for whichever charity. We haven't decided yet. We don't know if we'll continue to donate to St. Jude or Rady's Children or something else, but if you guys have a suggestion as to what charity you would like us to donate to, let us know, because we're definitely looking for people to, or at least, places to help out in need, who are, needing help from charity, donation funds for the people in the hospitals or wherever they're located, or whatever cause it's for. You guys can help decide which charity you would want to see us fight for and help donate to, which would be really, really fun. So yes, we are going to just keep playing Spider-Man PS4. I'm seeing my feed. Hopefully it's on Twitter. I see it on YouTube. Let me check Twitter really quickly. I'm sorry I haven't read any of your comments yet. I will definitely get to that, I promise. It's kind of hard doing a solo live stream with no one else to help read the comments for you. But I will definitely look at them while I play, while I'm swinging around and everything. Let's see. Yes, it's on Twitter. And there is the link for it right there. Boom. Okay, so I'm going to pull up my phone so I can read it easier compared to on the side of the screen, because sometimes I'm like focusing on the game and then the screen kind of helps out while I can read while playing at the same time. Let's see if I can pull it up on my phone here, and I'll read everyone's comments. So sorry, I'm going to scroll back before I can even start. So, hello everyone who joined the stream. Hillary Griffin, GamerGuy98, Braden Osmond, Arthur Morgham, Pookoot Cat 80, Gannon Landers, Geek Show, Spider-Man PS4, Ligma Nation, Gaming Hoopa, Guncastle Brown, Ultra Spider-Man, Minurft Player, Bell Slice Slim 2564 / Bell 2564, Tamim 4002, let's see, Clace Jensen, Amazing Spider-Man, Ferguson, Ninja Doctor, Brothers Web, Xavier Sandoval, Isaiah Akbar I, Teldea Plays, Jim Nichols, Jonathan 15, Trevor Durkin, Tejas Patel, and Carlos. What is up, everybody? Sorry if I missed anybody. Jay's Watch, my boy, what's going on? Let's see. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Bam. Okay, I think I got everybody. So hello everyone who just joined, and hello to everyone who is going to join in the near future, just hang out and have fun. I'm not sure how long we will be streaming for, because it's, let's see, right now it is 4:30, so I may get off at like 6 or something near that time to get prepared for like evening content creation or dinner or something like that, but it'll be fun. Just playing this game, talking to you guys, and I'll try and set up a PS4 live party so you guys can join in on the discussion. But let's see. So right now we have a lot of save files going on. That's the top one, just my own personal file. Just beat it to the max and everything. But right now we will continue with the one that I'm still currently doing, which is replaying the game on Ultimate difficulty without New Game Plus. So it's not New Game Plus, but this is a file where I played the game. I'm replaying the game on Ultimate difficulty without New Game Plus, so no upgrades, no suits. We do have the update suits, like the Raimi suit and the Future Foundation suit, but we don't have the, City That Never Sleeps suits or the Anti-Ox suit or anything like that. But yeah, and of course, Web Shooter Greatness, literally a replica of the Advanced Suit Shooters. You already know, I gotta represent my boy. Let's see if I can turn down the volume just a bit. I'm sure it's gonna get a bit loud. Let's see, game volume, no, audio. Master volume, let's do a 5 for everything. And that should be good. It's at a 7 normally, so I gotta remember that. It's at 7 normally. Alright. Oh, default is 10. Alright. Well then, maybe I'll keep it at 7. Huh. Default's 10. Maybe I'll do 6. Okay. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Bam, what is my username? Great question, Gannon. Let's see, let me actually think about that. Or get that in mind before I can actually... Like, I never fully remember what my online gamer tag is. Okay, so, for any of you wondering, my online gamer tag is The Abominator 10, my PSN name, in all caps. So it's The Abominator 10, one word, no space, and it's spelt. Hopefully you guys could hear me throughout all that. I was just basically telling Gamer, I think his name was, what my PSN name was. It's The Abominator 10, no spaces, all caps. So THEAB, the number 0, MINAT0R10, The Abominator 10. Don't ask why. Just a random name I came up with all the way back in like 2007 or 8, and then just stuck with it for the other gamer tags that I've had. Let's see, Artemis Talman, will you be able to play as Miles in the sequel? I have no idea because I don't work for Insomnia Games. I would like to. I'm pretty darn sure we will be able to, since he was teased at the end of this one with Peter and the DLC as well. You know, he's in the Spider-Man mask. I'm sure we'll be able to play. I mean, he'll have different upgrades and, you know, power sets, invisibility, camouflage, stuff like that. He'll have all the traits. See, shout out to Riddick Menusi, sorry if I said your name wrong, dude. What's up, Riddick? Thanks for joining the stream. Thanks for subscribing if you have. Should I wait for PS5 or buy PS4 now? That's a good question. Tejas Patel asked that question. You know, I had a PS4 bundle for the Batman Arkham Knight game when that came out, so I had the silver PlayStation 4 with the silver controller. Then I upgraded to a PS4 Pro, because the PS4 Pro was introduced in 2016, and then it released in 2017, I believe. But I didn't buy a PS4 Pro until this bundle came out for Spider-Man. So I would say for the PS5, you know, I'm pretty darn sure the sequel is going to be a PlayStation 5 exclusive. It could be PS4, like multi-platform, so PS4 and PS5 exclusive. I could see that happening, but if they truly want to give us the best experience possible for Spider-Man, I could see them doing it on one platform. And then again, if they have the sequel on only PS5, that would encourage people to go out and buy a PlayStation 5 console just to play this game. That's exactly what people did for this game. They went out directly to buy a PS4 to buy Spider-Man, or to play Spider-Man. So I could see them doing the exact same thing with the sequel. And I'm sorry, like 50 other comments just went on screen while I was saying that. But I would say if you want to buy a PS4 to play this game, yeah, get the PS4 Pro, play it right now, and it's awesome. If you want to wait, you know, the black suit's going to be like a big factor, I would assume, for the sequel. So maybe the PS5 bundle might have like some black and white theme related to the black suit or something, which I think would be sick. But again, we don't know when the sequel is going to be announced. It's already pretty much in development. You know, Insomniac's looking for a lot of people to work at their Burbank studio, so it could be for Sunset Overdrive or Ratchet. I'm like, come on, it's obviously for this, for the sequel for Spider-Man. And you can't tell me otherwise. And I would say, you know, if it were to release on the PS5, I would think then the PS5 could possibly be announced this year, and then the console itself could either come out late 2020 or early 2021. The game itself, Spider-Man, it could come out in 2020, but sadly, I think the realistic thing is that it's going to come out in 2021, because it's going to be on a newer console of the PS5 and not the PS4, so it's new hardware, new software that they got to make sure that they develop properly for a newer console. But I think that it's definitely going to be, you know, still PlayStation regardless. I know people are like, well, since it's a sequel, maybe they could have it come out on the Xbox. No. Sorry, guys. No, it's a Sony thing. Sony's publishing it. Insomniac is a third-party studio, so they're not directly owned by Sony, but they're making a game that Sony owns the rights for. So it's still going to be on the PlayStation. It's not going to be an Xbox exclusive, I'm sorry, but it's going to be on PlayStation. But to answer your question, Tajas Gaming, I'm sorry it took like 50 years to answer it. I would say if you want a PS4 Pro to get the best experience to play Spider-Man, get a bundle. If you can get the, you know, the Spider-Man one, the red and white console with the logo on it, try and see if you can get that. If not, I guess just get a standard one. Or no, they're not doing it. Are they? Are they doing a Days Gone bundle? I know they have a collector's edition, and I know they did a Uncharted PlayStation 4 bundle for the Uncharted 4, which looked sick. You know, Batman got one, and Batman's not even a PlayStation exclusive. So I would find it weird if they don't have one for Days Gone. But so far, I don't see any PS4 Pro bundle, you know, console for Days Gone, which I find interesting. Same thing for, what is it? Death Stranding or Last of Us Part 2. Even though they're not out yet, we haven't seen them announce or talk about that. I don't think the PS3s have ever had any, like, you know, console bundles before. They had, like, the game come with them, but I don't recall a PlayStation 3 having, like, a, you know, a specific special bundle for the console to look different. It could have, I might be wrong, but I have the PS3 Slim, and now I have a PS4 Pro. So with Days Gone, I could see them doing like a bundle of sorts for the PlayStation, which is weird though, because it's about to come out in like April 26th, I think, and we haven't seen anything related to that. Whoops! That's not good. Maybe if I can quickly hack this and... Oh! Failed the mission. Great. I was just focusing too much on PlayStation talk. Shoot. And he's wearing a giant white logo on his costume, so it can't be that hard to miss him. I'm kidding, that's my fault. But, I love this mission. This mission's awesome. I know people complain about the wall crawling, but just the animation he has right there when crawling up a wall, I just think it looks so slick. Okay. Avoid the spotlight, please. I'm pretty sure I crawled through the spotlight, though, when I was going to the other place. I went too fast. My bad. And he died! Oh, no! Oh my god. That hurts to watch. I've also been playing a lot of Bully, Rockstar games, Bully and Persona 5 recently, so I haven't been able to play a lot of Spider-Man. And I've been covering the news and GDC related to the sequel stuff, so as much as I would like to play it, I haven't had time to. But still, my skills will come back to me. But I would say, yes, get a PS4 Pro for this if you want to, because I think it'll be a while until we get the PS5 announced. I'm sure it might be announced like, you know, at the end of this year or early 2020. But then the sequel for Spider-Man, it might take a while for it to come out. Maybe like, again, 2021 or possibly 2022. So I'm not getting a PS5 until we get that Spider-Man bundle. And that's just me. Or if they just have a game that I really want. Like, say, for example, if Last of Us Part 2 was a PS5 game instead of a PS4 game, even though I'm pretty sure it's going to be on the PS4, then I would get a bundle for the PlayStation 5 related to Last of Us Part 2 or whatever other game I'm excited for. But mainly, I need that Spider-Man PS5 bundle to have it look like the Black Suit or Venom or whatever, and I would pick it up in 2 seconds. Norman, being a pimp. Alright, I'm sorry, guys. That was like one whole rant for one question. I'm going to answer everyone else's questions, I promise. Alexander Vega, when do you think it comes and why? I missed that. Shoot. When do I think it comes and why what? If only my freaking phone would load. This is the problem with doing it by yourself. Pause. Let's see. Alexander Vega, I saw your question and I can't see it anymore. Where was it? I just saw it too. If you can repost it again, maybe I can see it again. But you basically asked when do I think the sequel is coming out. I'm pretty sure that's what you were gonna ask. For some reason, I don't see the comment in my phone chat message. Sorry about that. But again, if you're asking about the sequel, I'm pretty darn sure that the sequel could come out not announced, but actually release in either late 2020 or mid 2021, because this released in fall. Even though we know nothing about the Avengers project, I have a pretty good feeling that that game's going to release in the fall as well. So yeah, maybe the fall of 2020 or 2021. That'd be kind of intense if it would be 2022, but you never know. Guncastle Brown, PS4 equals Spider-Man, God of War, RDR2, Xbox, Halo, Gears of War. Yes, exactly. What's your favorite video that you made ever since your first video? Thank you, Franco Greco, my boy. Man, that's a good one. I mean, just all these Spider-Man videos. One video I am proud of, though, I will say, is the Tanas review, which has quite a few views. I think it has over like 250,000 views, and it came out on the, I think, 15th anniversary of the show. Yeah, because the show came out in 2003, and I did that video in 2018, so 15 years since the first release. So I did a video pretty much talking about the show and highlighting everything, and just talking about how much I love everything that was implemented within it. And this mission's over, and I love this mission. Just exploring Oscorp is a very cool thing. Reminds me of Spider-Man 2002, the movie game. Entering Oscorp. No evil white robots, though. Thank God. Those are a nightmare, but still sick. Oscorp looking dope as well. So, Franco, to answer your question, buddy, I would say probably that TNAS review or my main Spider-Man PS4 review, you know, just after waiting so long and being able to put my heart and soul into talking about the game fully and hearing everyone and just showing off the Spidey Squad Easter egg, you know, that I'm never going to forget that. And shout out to Joseph Witty's reaction to it when he reacted to it on his channel. He's like, oh my god, the Spidey Squad, and he's like, I'm done. He just leaves the room out of excitement. I love that. That was awesome. Let's see. Sorry, I'm like avoiding everyone's questions. I'm not trying to. It's just there's a lot. One of your videos has, yes, it does, Craig. Thank you, and thank you all for that support. One of my videos does have over 1.3 million views. It's talking about the worst suits. There's two of them that have over 1 million views actually. So one of them is just the theme song for Spider-Man. You know, the main theme music for Spider-Man PS4, the main menu theme, and then the other one is talking about the top 5 worst suits. And I guess I'll tell you guys now. So I did top 5 best suits, top 5 worst suits, top 5 best DLC suits, top 5 worst DLC suits, and then I also did top 5 best and worst story moments of the game. So later, maybe in like the next coming week or so, or the next few days, because I'll actually be busy in the next few weeks, actually, which I'll tell you guys about soon, which now is the perfect time to reveal it, and it's not an April Fool's joke, it's actually real. But I'm also going to I'm planning to do videos, 2 videos, about the top 5 best and worst story moments in the DLC. So, from the Heist, Turf Wars, and Silver Lining, what were some of the best moments and the worst moments? You guys already know the first moment of the best moments is getting rid of Screwball. Obviously, no, that's not it. But that'll be like maybe either an honorable mention or just like either in like the list. But it's not number 1. Even though it should be, it's not. And don't worry, we're going to the mission, but I'm just trying to read all your comments first. Craig Stewart, I enjoy watching your videos. You have taught me a lot about Spider-Man. Thank you. Keep it up. Thank you, Craig. Thank you. I think that was what your name was. Thank you for watching. I'm just happy that you guys, you know, whatever may be Spider-Man related or, you know, Marvel games related or, you know, anything that interests me, if I'm able to have you guys enjoy it the same way I'm able to like talking about it, that means a lot. So thank you all for your support, and I hope I can keep entertaining you guys from the coming months and years. You know, however long I'm able to do this for you guys is awesome. Nick Osborn, could other symbiotes appear in the sequel? I don't know. I mean, they could, and that'd be awesome. But I'm pretty sure Insomniac, specifically how they tease the end of this one, they want to focus on Venom. And not the, oh, I'm Venom, I'm an alien from outer space, like in the movie, but like, you know, from what I'm seeing them do in this story, is that Venom is going to be similar to that of the Ultimate Symbiote, where it's like not technically an alien life form, but rather a scientific experiment from Peter's and Eddie's dad's DNA, or Peter's dad's DNA, and then Eddie's dad helped manufacture more of it. I don't know if they'll use that exact storyline, but seeing how Harry's involved and he's in this tank and he's dying, so this suit, you know, the symbiote's trying to heal him, it has a very much, you know, Ultimate Spider-Man-esque vibe to it. So, it seems very interesting to see if that is what they're going to make it into. And again, if it is Harry or Eddie, whoever it is, I hope that the way on how they portray either of them is really well thought out with the storytelling and the connections that he has with Peter. Because already, without even having seen Harry, his character model or whatever, having seen him in his physical form talk to Peter, just through the research labs, and if you read the prequel novel, you'll know a bit more about Harry from the prequel novel, and maybe we'll get some more insight to him from City at War. But I was already going up the stairs, sir. I don't know how you were able to kill me while I'm already almost to my checkpoint. Okay, I was walking too fast. Alright. And I guess, yes, I do like the MJ stuff. I understand that they could have added a bit more gameplay to it. But again, the reason why they added this is to give more depth to the story narrative points with MJ and Miles. The best one of these is easily the one with... okay, sir, you know what? I'm gonna have to throw it way farther, because he's just like... Usually these thugs are deaf. Usually when they hear things, they just hear one thing and then never look at it again. They have, like, ears of, like, valor. Like, they can hear from, like, supersonic speeds. Okay, I'm gonna throw it all the way over here. You go check it out. He can hear it, so I'm good. Yeah, I'm gonna wait until you're all the way over there. But mainly to answer your question, no, I don't think there will be multiple symbiotes in the sequel. Maybe in the third game, but in the second one, I think the main focus is gonna be Harry Osborn potentially becoming Venom, and Norman Osborn potentially becoming Green Goblin. Very intense faces. That mask, that Inner Demon mask, that's not the one I own, but still pretty dope. All of them are almost dead, too. Of course, the Purple Gamer Caleb Manwolf with the symbiote for the sequel, of course. If no Manwolf is in the sequel, then we Riot. Take out the Easter egg if it's no Manwolf. I don't want that in there if they don't have that character. Garbage. No. But yeah, you know, Miles is going to be a big point. Norman Osborn potentially becoming Green Goblin, since it's foreshadowed, like, obviously, the green liquid forecasting over Norman's face with Harry in the tank is a huge, you know, foreshadowing of what's to come. Again, is Venom gonna be the main villain, or is Green Goblin? So the thing, you know, what everyone thought in this game, if you know, you're not fully aware of what the game is like we are, you know, like the general audience thought, Martin Lee is the main villain, because we see him all in all the promotional material, and he's the one who has the main fights with Spider-Man, and he's going to be connecting with the Sinister Six. It's like, no, because first off, Insomniac said he's not the main villain, and also, you can tell, if you're a fan of Spider-Man, that even though Martin Lee's a cool character, he can't hold his own story as the main villain, which is why they made him a side villain, and they made Doc Ock the main villain. Because even though Steve No Young is a beautiful beast of a man, and Martin Lee was awesome in this game, if they were to make Martin Lee just the actual main villain, I don't think that would reside well with certain Spider-Man fans who are like, wait, so they banked all their you know, money and story on this kind of B-list Spider-Man villain. Now he's like A-list because of this game, and people are like, oh, I'm so happy that they were able to represent someone of Asian culture in a Spider-Man game, or a superhero, you know, form of media or whatever, like a strong, powerful Asian man. Like, that's what some people are saying, which I find really cool that certain people are identifying with Martin Lee as that character. So, and what Brian was saying at, the guy's gonna see me, don't, I don't know what that symbol means. It was red and yellow at the same time. That was scary. I think he's almost about to see me. Is he going down the stairs? Yes, he is. Okay, MJ, just take this shot and leave. Got it, go. This was bad. You know, so what Brian was saying at that one conference, it wasn't GDC, it was the other one, like that Ted Price and Brian Intar were at. He was basically saying he wants to focus on more mature story aspects, and he said he wants a simple story with complex characters. So, for the sequel's case, we already have the characters set up with Harry, Peter. MJ's in Sokovia, so she'll be probably busy, but maybe that could be a way for them to introduce Gwen Stacy, or bring Black Cat back, maybe, or Silver Sable's probably gone too. She's going back to Sokovia, so she's probably not going to be in the sequel. Felicia pretty much like left New York too, like she's gone. She did that heist from the Magia, and now she's just off. So I can understand if they don't bring her back, but a lot of people love this version of Black Cat, so if they bring her in the sequel, that'll be awesome. And Erica Lindbeck, the voice actress, loves Felicia Hardy in this game, so that's so awesome that she's really invested in her character. So if they do bring her back for a sequel, then sure. And they got to bring back Yuri Lowenthal as. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. If they bring back anyone other than Yuri to voice Spider-Man, then that's going to be a problem, because he is Spider-Man to me. So there's no way. Let's see. That was pretty much a really long question, but no, I don't think there will be other symbiotes in the sequel, just Venom and Norman as Green Goblin, and then some other characters like what they're teasing in City at War, like Otto's in jail, but then there could be other characters like Mysterio or Lizard or Beetle or something, or Sandman. I don't know. So there could be a lot, but I think the main antagonists for this game were Otto Octavius and Martin Lee, so I think in the sequel it's going to be Harry Osborn as Venom and Norman Osborn as Green Goblin. I know that has some people concerned, like, is this going to be like the Ultimate Spider-Man TV show? I don't think so, because Insomniac knows what they're doing. They know how to write characters really well, and they've seen that show, and they're like, you know what, I think we can do a better job of this. And again, we have more of a connection to Harry in this game than we did in the entire 2+ seasons of Ultimate Spider-Man. And we didn't even get to talk to Harry. We just hear him through audio conversations and the prequel novel. But we already know so much about this version of Harry Osborn. Damn! Peter, you don't have to be that harsh. And yes, I'll also ask, what suit do you guys want me to wear? I'm wearing the advanced suit because it's my favorite. You guys know me. The best suit is the advanced suit. But if you guys want me to switch it to Raimi or another costume, just let me know. David Ramirez, a lot of people ask me this. Evan, are you going to do Radioactive Replay again? You bet your butt. I just got to find time to do it. I'm sorry I've been taking so long to get to part 2 of Spider-Man PS4's Radioactive Replay. So hopefully it's better that we're doing a live stream of it. Yes, I will do Radioactive Replay. And also, when we get closer to actually getting some actual footage of the Avengers project, I will start doing Radioactive Replay of Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction, and maybe some other Marvel games that I own, but we already did Marvel Nemesis. I don't own Ultimate Alliance, but I do own Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction, so that could be the one that we play to get everyone hyped up for the Avengers project. Whenever we get some news for it, which will be probably in 20+ years. So you'll get this upgrade, Rocket Return. Let's see. But yes, guys, which suit? My boy Franco's saying advanced suit. Carlos is saying original Iron Spider. So again, this is a file where it's a new game on Ultimate Difficulty with no New Game Plus. So there's no City That Never Sleeps suits, and there's no DLC suits, and the other suits haven't been unlocked yet. So no Iron Spider, no Into the Spider-Verse, just the ones that we do have. So I could wear the MCU Iron Spider, but I don't have the other one. You don't own Ultimate Alliance, but you're a Marvel fan? Yes, Axel Blaze, I am, because I played them both fully, the first one and the second one. In my opinion, I like the second one a bit more just because the graphics are better. When you look back at the first one, even though they remastered it for the PS4 and Xbox One, when you look back at it, those graphics are just kind of an eyesore to look at, even though it did come out a long time ago. But it's not my game. Like, again, the Ultimate Alliance 3 looks cool for the Switch, but I'd rather have something what the Avengers project is said to be, like a third-person action-adventure type game like this, like Spider-Man, or like Uncharted, or Infamous, or Persona 5, or those games, third-person action-adventure games, not over-the-top, strategic, whatever you would call those games, not turn-based, but like, you know, like a strategic, like, kind of like XCOM, but in the way that you're overlooking the characters, and then you're just, like, mashing buttons to get into, you know, other levels and stuff. I like it. I've played them both, but after I beat them, I return them to GameStop because they're not personally for me. I see a lot of suits. MK4, 2099, Velocity, Bulletproof. Let's see. Mark IV, is that the... That's this one. Yeah, that's the... I call it the all-new, all-different suit. That's what I call it. What was your favorite moment from all the conventions you went to? Okay, my boy Franco. Easily, you guys know already, is Comic-Con. This is a question I get asked a lot too. What's better, Comic-Con or E3? I'm actually going to say Comic-Con. E3 is great if you're into games. And obviously, if you want to talk to game developers that are working on your, most anticipated games, I see a lot of different picks. Okay, now I see this twice, so we will stick with all new, all different, and then we'll use its suit power too, which is, this is what? That is this? Yes, it is defense shield. All right, we'll use that, and then I'm keeping my suit mods: scavenger, web striker, and combat analyzer. But yes, Comic-Con is miles better than E3 because of the people there and all the merch you can get. And also just everyone there is literally a fan of what you're a fan of and more. Like, they're probably more of a fan than what you are of whatever thing that you're interested in. So, like, My Hero Academia, Spider-Man, DC, anime, like games. Even games are at Comic-Con too. And it's just a culture of everything, and fans just come together, and they're so passionate about all the stuff that's in the comic book related realm. Even like the TV hosts like Conan and Jimmy Fallon even try to get in on it, like talk about Comic-Con. And literally, like, you can just walk up to anyone dressed as anything and talk about whatever anything is currently happening, like a DC movie or any other superhero movie or a game or anime or whatever. Like, oh, I've never seen this, what is this? And they'll be so down for it. They'll talk to you about it hands down, like 24/7. Like, oh, this is, you don't know about this? Like, they'll like educate you on what you should be excited for within the comic book realm, and it's awesome. And of course, my favorite moment there is obviously meeting the majority of the voice actors. So Yuri Lowenthal. My first ever Hall H panel was for Spider-Man PS4. So that's literally the greatest thing in the history of the universe. And like they revealed the Comic-Con trailer with Silver Sable. They revealed the PS4 Pro. They revealed the last pre-order suit. They showed off the Hot Toys, the Funko Pops, the vinyl soundtrack. All the merch that I have now was at that Comic-Con panel, and it was awesome. And Yuri Lowenthal and Stephen O. Young, who's Mr. Negative, and Nicole Elise, who's Silver Sable, they all love the Spidey Squad. Mr. Negative, Stephen O. Young, he says, "Oh, I watch you guys all the time. Thanks for being so awesome." Like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. And then Yuri Lowenthal himself, like, "Oh, I've been meaning to talk to you for ages now." So it's like, if you're gonna make me cry on, in person, that was pretty darn freaking close. I've already cried numerous times on my channel relating to the Easter egg and this game. But hearing Yuri Lowenthal just go like, "Oh, I've been wanting to talk to you for quite some time," is nuts. And he's like, "Hell yes, the Spidey Squad," because like Brandon Tart's like, "Hell no," as a meme. So Yuri's like, "Oh hell yes, the Spidey Squad." So it's like, oh my god, it's the best. It's literally the best thing in the universe, and I wouldn't ask for anything different. Rio Morales, hype, very hype. Let's see. And just getting all the merch that I was able to get at Comic-Con was awesome. Evan, what do you think Venom will look like in the game sequel, says Nick Osborne. That's a tough one. The movie did it okay. The Venom movie did okay with his design. Weird thing, though, is that if you look at his feet, he has toes. I just find that so weird. I never imagined Venom with toes. It's just so odd to think about that. Symbiote toes. Because if you look at like a 3D CG model render of the Venom movie's version of Venom, he has like these disgusting fat pig toes on the bottom of his character model, and it's so weird. Like, Tom Hardy's Venom with toes just sounds odd. So if they, like, it's not like toes with claws on them or sharp toes, like fingernails or toenails. It's like flat toes on Tom Hardy's Venom, and for some reason that just looks so weird to me. So there's a side mission. Swinging around the buildings. So for me, the movie did it fine with no logo, because no Spider-Man's in it, and the roar and the look for it all seemed great. But my favorite Venom design, as of this day, is from Web of Shadows. You guys know me. That's like, before this, that was my favorite Spider-Man game. That was literally like my favorite version of the character of Venom, and the black suit with Spider-Man. How they portrayed the black suit in that game was fantastic, in my opinion. So if they bring him back, Venom, for the sequel, I want him to look like a hybrid between Web of Shadows Venom and Tom Hardy's Venom and Ultimate Venom, which Ultimate Venom is pretty much how Web of Shadows Venom looks like, just kind of a bit bulkier in the torso and then thinner in the waist. But I definitely think that there is a lot that they can do with Venom's design, and if Harry is going to be Venom, of course, there is a possibility, yes, that Eddie could be Venom, and since Eddie and Peter are on good terms, what it seems like in this universe, like Peter and Eddie knew each other while working at the Bugle, So because of that, Eddie could be going back, or Peter could be going back to the Daily Bugle to work with Eddie again, and then the symbiote could go from Harry onto Peter onto Eddie, and then the real Venom comes up, which would be interesting. And I would not mind that, but I think what they're going for right now, especially with all the emotional stakes that we have with Peter and Otto, with the ending of the game, I think that they can do the same exact thing with Harry and Peter for the sequel. Like, we know so much about Harry. He, was there for Peter during the breakup. He was always there to comfort him, always be his bud, always make sure that he felt secure and involved with all the, more higher class stuff that Harry was doing with his wealth. And he's sick, and then everyone thought, Peter and MJ both thought that he was off in Europe doing stuff for Oscorp, and now that they both know that, he's sick, he was never really in Europe, but where is he? He still is sick, but they don't know for sure that he's in the tank, in the penthouse with the symbiote. So, I don't know, I think that there could be, with how they can make Venom look, I really do not like how in every episode, though, of the Ultimate Spider-Man show, they made Venom look different. Like, every time Harry got the symbiote, he always looked different as Venom. And then he became anti-Venom at one point because for some reason they didn't want to introduce Eddie Brock in that show, which I don't know why they did that. I don't know if it was a rights thing or something, but I just found that weird. But I'm pretty darn sure that if we do get Harry as Venom, I want bulky. I want the white spider symbol. So obviously you've seen my thumbnails for the the sequel related stuff. So the black suit for the advanced suit is just like the suit is black and white. So like kind of like the Spider-Man 3 suit, where it's like it's the Raimi suit, but it's black and white, and then the logo's a bit different. So that's kind of the art that I've been using in my thumbnails as like just fan art of the black suit. Like, it's the advanced suit, but it's black, and the logo's still white, but the main red parts and blue parts are black now to fit in with that aesthetic. So it could happen, but I think what we all want to see instead is just a more honest portrayal of what Venom is, and very, very vicious, very scary, and just downright brutal. Because what I was disappointed in with the Venom movie is that Tom Hardy did a great job as Eddie Brock. Venom had some standout scenes fighting Riot and the SWAT team, but it was mostly funny. It was mostly lighthearted humor, ergo the 90s series, like similar to that style of how Venom is portrayed, which is fine. But the first thing that Sony said when making this movie is that, it's going to be R-rated. And Matt Tolmach, who's the producer of, or one of the producers of the Venom movies, like, a lot of fans are going to be happy with what we're delivering. Like, so really mature, hardcore, R-rated, serious tone Venom movie. And then they even announced that there was this kid playing a role in the Venom movie. And immediately when they saw that, like, I'm so excited to be working with the Venom movie. And then, like, Sony tweeted out, like, you better watch out for, what's at your doorstep or something like that. And it was like, Venom's gonna eat this kid, just like that in the Ultimate Spider-Man game where Venom eats that kid with the balloon. I thought there was gonna be a scene like Venom finds this kid in a dark alleyway, eats him, and then goes off to kill Riot or whatever, and then have some like dark humor with what Tom Hardy says, like, it's a parasite, whatever, as a joke. But then have some dark moments like that relating to Venom. So hopefully, with how serious this is, Harry's on the verge of death. Norman's not really running for mayor anymore. He kind of opted out or he's not mayor anymore. He opted out as mayor by the end of the story for Spider-Man PS4. He's trying to find a cure for Harry, so that could lead him into trying to find things that, cures that could aid Harry. Ergo, again, he could try to find, here's this cure thing that could help save Harry, and then it turns out it's like the Goblin formula or something, and then that ends up having Norman go crazy or whatever. So again, there's a lot of possibilities, but I want Venom to be menacing, evil, dark in the sequel. Not humorous like the 90s show, even though that's great, but the movie did that. And then even what Brian Intar said in the interview, like with Greg Miller, kind of funny Greg Miller, he's like, did you see the Venom movie? Or was this it was the interview with Greg Miller, I think, after the game release, talking about spoilers, and he's like, you saw the Venom movie, right? Like, it was a movie, so he himself, he's like, they could have done a better job with the movie, and if Brian Intar himself is saying that, then I have a good feeling that their version of Venom, even though it is Harry and not Eddie, is going to be a lot more interesting to see be played out. And again, I know a lot of people might be a bit hesitant toward Eddie being, or Harry being Venom instead of Eddie, but again, with the story that they're crafting, it makes sense, and I think that the narrative stakes are going to be really high and emotional for when that they could have Harry get the symbiote, then the Peter, then Peter's gonna have to fight Harry as his best friend and find out that he's turned into this giant symbiote monster, and then fight him on top of the Empire State Building or a football field to reminisce the Ultimate Spider-Man game or whatever, or on top of a burning building again like the Ultimate Spider-Man game. I have no clue, but I'm pretty darn sure that how they're handling it so far, without even having seen Harry in this game's universe, is already fantastic. And that's how you do good writing. And right now, if you know, there's 2 new writers at Insomnia. Sam Maggs, who I believe worked for Nerdist, and then someone else who I forget her name, but she has blue hair, and they both follow me on Twitter, so thank you guys so much if you're even watching. But this other writer, she's from Telltale. And for me personally, I like Telltale's games, like narrative-wise, like The Walking Dead. Everyone says like that's one of the best games, The Walking Dead season 1 through 5. Or episodes 1 through 5 of the first season, I mean. So, I understand. Me, I thought was fine. And the Batman, the Telltale series with the Joker, and he could be your friend or an enemy or whatever, and Two-Face and all that. It's really good. Guardians of the Galaxy, not so much. I think that's okay. The Telltale Guardians of the Galaxy series. So, if they add writing similar to that, but more emotional, more deep in tone for the sequel, especially since Brian's like, oh, it's going to be more mature, more grounded, more serious story subjects. And he used religion as an example, but what relates to this, what relates to Spider-Man, is death, or in Harry's case, sickness, illness, disease, what that does to your loved ones. You know, like similarly, exactly, what does cancer have as an effect emotionally for a family member? Like me, I don't have any sick family members, but I have experienced a death in my, family, so I know how emotional that can be. So Harry is like Peter's closest friend, and after losing Aunt May and Uncle Ben, that's like the only other person he has that's related to family other than Mary Jane, pretty much. And if he has to fight him and he's about to die, and the only way that he can stop him from hurting people is killing him, it's going to be insane. Again, if you watch the movie Chronicle, there's a really good scene in that movie where they're cousins, Andrew and Matt, the 2 heroes of that story, or I guess Andrew is the villain by the end of the story, and then Matt's the hero, and he's like, you're my family, we can fly out of here now, we don't have to hurt anybody, just stop this craziness, I'm here for you, I wasn't here before, but I am now. So like, Andrew's really upset that, no one was there for him when he needed people to help him out the most. So when Matt comes in, and just tries to stop Andrew from killing people, Andrew's already gone by that point. So the very end of the movie is Matt killing Andrew by stabbing a freaking javelin through his chest. So it's nuts. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, watch the movie Chronicle. It's awesome. It has Dane DeHaan in it, who was Harry Osborn in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And that was one of the reasons why I thought he was going to do such a good job as Harry Osborn in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, because of what he was like in Chronicle. So I'm not saying that they're directly going to do Chronicle in Spider-Man PS4 sequel, but if they have like, tones like that, like, oh my god, if I don't save, or if I don't stop Harry, he could kill people, potentially Mary Jane, if she comes back from Sokovia by the sequel, or whatever, Who knows? Or if Gwen Stacy's introduced, and then Harry kills Gwen Stacy instead of Green Goblin, it turns out to be Venom, or whatever, there's like 50 million possibilities that could happen, and they're all great. So who knows, really? Let's see, we got a side mission, or Doc Ock. What do you guys want to do? You want to go meet Philip Chang, the ESU student, or do you want to do the Doc Ock mission related to the arms? Because that's awesome. And I know I'm rambling like crazy, and I've basically discussed one question this entire time, but I will answer others. I'm sorry. And I can switch suits too. I see Iron Spider, so I can put that one on if you want me to. I have 1 skill point, so I can't buy any other upgrades. What do you think about the Avengers thing? Do you mean Endgame? If so, it's cool. Alright, everyone's saying Doc Ock, and so Doc Ock, which suit? Which suit would you guys like me to wear? Thank you, Khaled B, my boy. So happy. Hey, gotta go eat, but I'm very proud and happy. Know you and be friends. Be cool to see you next go round of marketing for the next. Yes, my man. Yes, we'll definitely meet up again in the near future. And everyone go follow and subscribe Khaled on Twitter and YouTube because he's making some very cool video game edits with Spider-Man. And it's awesome. His newest one's going to be awesome with the big time suit. Which, by the way, yes, the photo mode competition is still going on. We just announced the winners for the big time suit. And our current suit is Spirit Spider. And sadly, I don't have that suit unlocked, but I do have big time. And I could wear it as a festive thing. But 2K Gaming, Evan, you're amazing, man. You're amazing, 2K Gaming. Thank you so much. When will you stop being a fanboy and admit the flaws in Spider-Man PS4? Not a fanboy, just really, really passionate about the game, like anyone is. So if you like something like the MCU or whatever, I'm not going to call you a fanboy. It's just that you really like the movie or the game or whatever. I've said numerous times some of the things I think they can improve in the sequel, so you can go check those videos out if you want to. But no, I think the game is fantastic, and again, it has a lot more replayability than some people may think, and that's my opinion. So thanks. Let's see. What do you think about Far From Home? Whew! Ganon Landers, you're gonna kill me on this stream, buddy. I'm kidding. Well, let's wear big time since it's relative to the photo mode competition. Whew, so let's see. I've done 2 videos, I think, about Far From Home. One was the reaction video. The other one was actually a full-length video saying, this is how I think they could make Far From Home a great Spider-Man movie and just a great movie in general. I mean, recently, if you guys saw, they showed the full design of Mysterio with the fishbowl on him. It's Mysterio. I mean, again, like, people like saying, again, like, to answer the other guy, when will stop being a fanboy, there's literally people on Twitter like, this is going to be the best Spider-Man movie of all time. Oh my god, it's the best already because of just how Mysterio looks like Mysterio. Surprise. So, like, the same thing, Vulture looks like Vulture. Michael Keaton looks like Vulture. He just has this cool helmet on, which I like. Again, the Michael Keaton Vulture design and him in general as Vulture is my favorite thing about Spider-Man Homecoming. So the same thing, like, Mysterio is probably going to be my favorite thing about Far From Home, just like the villain was for Homecoming was Vulture, same thing with Mysterio. Interesting stuff here, Doc. Interesting suit. Nothing evil about it or anything. So again, Tom Holland's fine. He's great as Peter Parker. He's great as Spider-Man. I think he's a great actor in general. And I think how he was portrayed in Infinity War and Civil War was better than his own movie of Homecoming, which is weird. So, with that in mind, I think that since John Watts is back directing him in Far From Home, I'm a little bit concerned as to what the direction of him is going to be like. And I hope that it's, you know, not like kiddish in the way, because if you notice, one thing that I noticed in Civil War compared to Homecoming and even Infinity War, even though the Russos were behind Infinity War, it's mainly because of how John Watts portrayed Peter in Homecoming that lessened his independence in the future movies. So what I mean by this is, if you watch back to Civil War, he talks about Tony as an equal when he fights, or when he's like, when Tony Stark is in Peter's house for the first time, he's basically like, oh wow, oh, you're like, oh yeah, I'm Tony Stark, because he knows he's Iron Man. You're like, oh, and then what we know is that Iron Man saved Peter in Iron Man 2, where that kid was wearing the Iron Man mask. Supposedly, that was Peter, a younger Peter Parker, attending the Stark Expo. He's like, see you around, kid. So that was, you know, supposedly Peter Parker in the universe, in the MCU earlier on. So what I'm getting at is, even though he sees Iron Man as his own, you know, kind of role model, compared to this game where literally, right here, if I can find it, great comparison, Peter's like so independent. Otto has been my childhood idol since I was 6 years old. Other kids would talk about Captain America or Iron Man, but I dreamed of growing up to be just like Otto Octavius. Instantly right there is me personally, I can relate to this to no bounds. And a scientist who wants to change the world compared to that of a superhero, and the fact that Peter looks up to him more than that as a kid is insane. I think that's such a cool choice, cool, not cruel with an R, but cool, awesome, cool, radical choice that Insomniac did for this version of Peter Parker. One of the reasons why I love him so much is because how independent he is. He looks up to people equal to that of him instead of the other superheroes that are just doing their own thing. So, again, it's different in age and everything, so I understand that. But I just think that's such a more mature vibe from this Peter. And again, he's older than the MCU Peter. He's 23 compared to like 18, I think the MCU Peter is. Or 17 or something. But, because in Homecoming he was 15. Far From Home comes out in 2 years. So 2 years, maybe he's like 17, 18 in Far From Home. I don't know. But, what I'm trying to say is in Civil War, if you notice, if you hear how they portray him, he sounds more independent and mature in that movie compared to his own freaking standalone movie within Homecoming. So what happens is that he's fighting in the airport, and then Captain America and him fight with the shield and everything. He's swinging in the air, Cap throws the shield at him, and he's like, you know, that thing doesn't obey the laws of physics at all. He's like, look, kid, you don't really understand what's going on here. And then he says, Stark said you would say that. Not Mr. Stark, not Sir, not my master, Stark. Just, oh, this guy, Tony Stark. Stark said you would say that. And like, he said, he thought you would say that as well. Meaning that he sees him as like an equal in terms of, you know, as an individual that he can relate to, that he looks up to, but he's also not directly taking orders from. He's not directly, you know, under his boot heel. He's like, oh, Stark, Iron Man, that hero. He's cool, but I'm my own guy. So that's why I think they did such a cool job of, you know, like, individualizing him in Civil War, which is why everyone was so freaking hyped to see him in Homecoming. And then we see, like, you know, 25% of the movie is him with Iron Man and Happy Hogan, and then he's, you know, still trying to be his own independent person while also, you know, trying to figure out how to be a hero that can help others in New York. So it's like, I get it, I understand. It's just the way that they went about it was really odd, in my opinion, in Homecoming. The way that you can see that there's a clear differentiation between how the Russos handled Spider-Man and how John Watts handled Spider-Man. And not to say that John Watts is a bad director or whatever. I just think that, or, you know, Sam Raimi's the best or Mark Webb's better or whoever. None of those, you know, toxic fanboy wars. But in my opinion, I think the way on how Peter was portrayed in Civil War was honestly better how he was portrayed in his own movie. And then again, the Russos tried to do a better job with Peter in Infinity War, but they still had to keep consistent with the tone that John Watts set up in Homecoming. Because he's like, Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme of the MCU, interacting with Spider-Man. This should be awesome. And then the first thing he pretty much says to him while interacting with him is like, what is he, your ward? Like, is he underneath you? Is he your underling? Is he your student? No, he's a hero. He's his own. He's Spider-Man. So it's like it kind of, you know, ticks me off just a bit to hear them say like, oh, look at Spider-Boy Jr. And then even Tom Holland in an interview, even though it was a joke, he's like, oh, I think I've upgraded from Spider-Boy to Iron Man Jr. So even him, he's like, I prefer Iron Man Jr. than Spider-Boy. So it's like, I don't know how I feel about that. And again, even the MCU themselves are making it very clear that he's this young kid. He doesn't know what he's doing, or he's a hero in training. He's trying to figure out how the world works. You know, literally driving the point home, he's a kid. Because literally, Ned Leeds, Genki, Miles Morales' friend Genki, Ned Leeds, sorry, Gank, says to Peter in Homecoming, or Peter is talking to Ned in their hotel room at the Washington, you know, whatchamacallit, the decathlon, and he's saying, I'm above high school now, okay? I'm more than a student. I'm a hero. He's treating me like I'm just some kind of kid. Like, but you are a kid. Coming from another kid, that doesn't work, Marvel. That tonal shift does not work. I'm sorry. I don't know, man. Like, it's just the writing is off in the MCU with Spider-Man in the way he's portrayed. Except for the Russos, because they do a fantastic job. But then even at the end of Infinity War, spoilers, even though it came out almost a year ago, he's like, Mr. Stark, not Tony, not a first name basis, even though at the in Civil War, he's like, Stark said you would say that. That guy, you know, that person that I know about, but I respect, but I'm not, like, underneath him. Like, we're, like, equal in level. But what the MCU is doing is that they're trying to portray Spider-Man as someone who is less independent. He relies more on people trying to step in and do stuff for him than what he can do himself. Which is weird. Again, man, like, I don't know what they're doing in the sense of portraying Peter in this way. It's kind of funny, but it's like hashtag not my Spider-Man. I kind of get that. Honestly, I understand what they're talking about. Like, I think he's fine, but I'm not over the top excited for Far From Home either. The main reason why I think I went to see Homecoming in the first place is because, oh, it's the MCU, and it's going to be awesome, and Vulture. Because I love Vulture, and I love Michael Keaton as Vulture. This is going to be the best part of the movie. And it was. But then I came out of it like, well, now I'm less excited for how the MCU is portraying Spider-Man, but rather just how the villains were portrayed in the movie itself. So, like, Michael Keaton was awesome as Vulture. The twist was insane. You know, no one saw that coming. Oh, boy. He's Liz's dad or whatever. And it was crazy, you know. I think they did an interesting job, but I just would have liked to seen them do something a bit different is all. My God, I'm stupid. How am I supposed to do this puzzle? No. Let me see here. Okay, well, this one has to go here. This one can go either way. Maybe here. Yes. Maybe. No, that's not going to work. Let's see that here. Oh, boy. There we go. Alright, and sorry for that huge rant, but I just had to get that off my chest. So, to answer your question, maybe. I'm like half and half excited for Far From Home, to fully answer your question. Man, what am I supposed to... no, that doesn't look right. Oh, wait. Yay, there we go. Nice. He's gone. And look, thanks for banning him. Jeremy Schaefer. Sorry, I don't know who he banned. It might have been one of the mods in the chat, but sorry, I was on that whole MCU rant. But you guys know basically what I'm saying. I'm excited for Far From Home on an average level. Like, Spider-Man PS4 was up here, above the screen. You can't even see. That's how excited I was for this game, because everything that Insomniac is doing with this character in this game story is exactly how I personally envisioned Spider-Man, and it, you know, delivered on all fronts. And more, you know, besides the Easter egg, besides my name being in the game, which it is, just the story itself was so wonderfully crafted that I was like, it blew my mind. It's like, this is the best Spider-Man game I've ever played, and the best Spider-Man, one of the best Spider-Man stories I've ever seen. And that's why I don't mind replaying this game every single day whenever I can, because I love it so much. The MCU, again, had a great start with Civil War. Homecoming kind of divided fans. You know, people at first are like, this is the best Spider-Man movie. Guess what? They said the same thing about Into the Spider-Verse. So I don't trust anyone who says whatever the next Spider-Man thing is, game, movie, TV show, otherwise, this is the best Spider-Man movie. This is the best Spider-Man game. Even though, in my opinion, this is the best Spider-Man game. But again, that's my opinion. So I'm looking forward to what they do with him in Far From Home. Maybe making a bit more independent. Maybe get some character arc stuff going on. Some, resolution between him and Tony if Tony ends up dying in Endgame or whatever. I don't know. And again, we got Happy Hogan. We got Nick Fury. We got Agent Maria Hill. We got the Elementals, which again, if you look at the leaked Lego sets, spoilers, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, spoilers for Far From Home. they're not actually villains. They are indeed controlled by Mysterio with illusions. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that that was what the entirety of the movie was going to be? So again, if you're a Spider-Man fan, you know exactly what these characters are, who they are, what they do. And like, again, Vulture, at least, was a twist because he was the biological father of Liz Allen. So no one saw that coming, and they did that to totally throw off the hardcore fans because everyone knows exactly who Adrian Toomes is. So the same thing. The majority of comic book fans know exactly who frickin' Quentin Beck is, so they will most likely do some sort of twist. I guarantee you that they're at least going to do some sort of twist in Far From Home relating to the background of Quentin Beck to make it less, predictable. Because again, Sandman, Hydro Man, and Molten Man are all elementals that are being controlled by Mysterio. He's going to come in, he's going to save, or look like he's saving the day to make himself look better. And then I would be shocked if they oh, you don't remember me, Spider-Man? Oh, what? And then all of a sudden there's some crazy electro twist or whatever. You saved my life, but your plane crash thing killed my... I swear to... What if they do that? What if the whole Coney Island thing happens? The plane crashes on the beachfront, and then even though we see literally no one on the waterfront near New York, what if there's my wife and I were just chilling and having a picnic, and then the plane crashed and killed my wife, and it was you I saw swinging away, so it's your fault, or whatever. So I'm going to show the world who the real villain is. Hire me, Marvel. I can write your movies for you. Again, that's the type of writing I hate. The super predictable party, or, the super predictable narrative that I can easily see them doing in Spider-Man. It's the same thing. Baron Zemo from Civil War was a direct response from Sokovia in Age of Ultron. He went to hurt, the Avengers, because they killed, quote-unquote, his wife and family with the Ultron bots, So, it's if they go and do something similar like that, what they already have done in frickin' Civil War with Mysterio instead, so, it's not Captain America's fault or Iron Man's fault, and then Bucky killed Tony's parents, which is why Tony hates Bucky. It's because, the plane crashed and killed my family or whatever, and it's your fault, Spider-Man. Man, what? I don't know, dude. It's so easy to figure out. I'm sorry, it's so predictable to see how this is gonna go. And I do not know. I really don't know. I hope it's good. But again, with John Watts behind it, I'm he's a fine guy, but the direction that he's going is, I don't know, a bit concerning for me personally. If you're excited for it, if you're this is going to be the best Spider-Man movie ever, awesome, more power to you. That was the same thing with me with Into the Spider-Verse. I was seeing it, and then how they portrayed Peter is kind of this down on his luck, homeless bum Spider-Man. Like what Miles says in the movie, I'm stuck with this janky old hobo Spider-Man. That's exactly what he is. But just because you identify that's what it is, doesn't really make it, doesn't rectify what it is. Because I like Jake Johnson as an actor. I think he's funny. I really am not, I don't like seeing Peter down on his luck from that. But my dad and I saw Into the Spider-Verse together in theaters, and he laughed at every single scene that older Peter was in because he relates to him more. So that's funny. So I like that. It's just I personally like to see a more uplifting Peter like the game did. But I'm not saying everything should be like the game. I'm just saying that's how I personally like to see Peter portrayed in comics, films, whatever. The Tobey movies, even the Andrew movies kind of did that right a bit. So, that's just me. But if they do something that I'm not expecting and they really surprise me, then I'm more than welcome for a open surprise for what they could do in Far From Home. Who knows? We will see. But the short answer right now is that my expectations are medium. We will see what's going to happen. Bam! And yes, I saw Brothers Web. We will start the party soon. I'm just trying to finish this scene, or this section of gameplay with the neural interface, and then we will get into the party. And then I'll answer your questions in party, and then if you guys have any more questions, then let me know. Sorry for that huge, crazy MCU rant, but I finally had to get that off my chest. Hey, Eli _the_ goat. What's up, dude? Eli the goat. What is up, my man? Where's the thing? Okay, there it is. Let's do 2. Another 2. Obviously a straight arrow here. Oh wait, no. This goes around somewhere. So here and here is where we put those. Okay. So corner piece. And yes, this is a weird way on how I solve the puzzles. I do it like, I don't follow the green line. I kind of go and do my own route. Yep, and then boom. Nope, that's not gonna work. Let me move this. Bam, bam, and then bam again. No, I gotta put this one here. No, where can I put this one? Maybe here? Yes. Yes, I can. Okay. And then, boom, and boom. Okay, let's see. Packages. What would Carnage look like in the Spider-Man PS4 universe? Absolutely no idea. I would say just like Carnage. So again, Insomniac did all their amazing, Jacinda Chu and the art team, Bobby Coddington and all the animation people. They researched all these Spider-Man comics and also how to modernize them to create these villain and character designs. So Spider-Man suit, they looked at Ditko, they looked at Ramita, they looked at, Bagley, everyone, in the art design perspective of how the suit is designed artistically, and implemented those features into the advanced suit and their classic suit, the PS4 classic suit, not just the standard Spider-Man suit, but their version of the classic suit, which is just the classic suit. But if you see, like, the front and back logos have a more sharper design to it, and then the advanced suit, they just do their own awesome thing. Let me quickly solve this before I go on another crazy tangent. We need 2 more. 2, so 1. Oh boy. Can I do 1 more? 4. But then if I do 3, is that gonna work? No. Oh boy. Oh wait, 3, and then 2. Nope. I said 2. Bingo. All right, there we go. Now I will start a party while this cutscene's going on, or actually after the cutscene's going on, because I'll just let this cutscene go. I'll answer more questions. This scene, though, is awesome with the juggling tennis balls. Love this scene to death. Okay. Status complete, and I can sit the controller down and actually read your comments. I'm sorry, guys. I was going on this huge tangent about the MC. Once I start talking about Spider-Man, you can't stop me. It's like a non-stop roller coaster. Evan, do you like the negative suit? Yes, I do. I have the Funko Pop for it. I love it. And at first, what we all thought it was going to be a story thing. Like, oh, in the story, because it's a Funko Pop, there's going to be a story section where Spider-Man turns negative. And the reason now you see why they didn't do that is because they're going to, negative Spider-Man's evil is because they got the black suit for the sequel. So it'd be kind of doing the same thing twice. Oh, negative Spider-Man is about to hurt Mary Jane. Then, oh, snap out of it, Peter. So they could probably do the same thing with black suit Spider-Man in the sequel. Love that shot with the freaking arm becoming like a tentacle or something. That's sick. That's insane. If real life is able to do that, that's crazy. What would be the darkest part of the game sequel? I think that was Nick Osborn that asked that question. It would be, honestly, again, when Harry and Peter fight. Or, what some people are speculating is that Peter, once he gets the black suit, is going to become Venom, kind of like in the Ultimate Spider-Man comic. Once Peter gets the black suit, he's in the black suit, but then once he's angry and he attacks this mugger who he thinks is Uncle Ben's killer, but it's really not, he becomes Venom. So in the Ultimate Universe, the black suit just turns you into Venom. No matter who you are, you just become Venom. Which is what they did in the War of the Symbiotes storyline, which I hate that storyline because that was their response to the game, because the game, the Ultimate Spider-Man game, was so popular and so many people loved it that people were expecting the comics to directly follow after the events of the game. And instead, they acted like, oh, the game never happened. But then they took some elements from the game and put it into that issue or volume of the War of the Symbiotes story arc. And then Peter gets the black suit on him again. And then Eddie's trying to find Peter because he's like, oh, I feel good when I'm near Peter. And I love that dynamic. Like, the suit is in control when it's closer to Peter because he still has some black suit remnants in him. And then they just ruin it with like making Mega Venom, and then he like fights a clone of Gwen Stacy who's really Carnage, and then it's like, oh well, it's a clone, but it's not really a clone, but everything like her is exactly like the original Gwen Stacy, so it's like she never died. Like what the I'm sorry, language. What the fuck are you talking about? Like all the narrative stuff that they do in Ultimate Spider-Man is so bonkers nuts. And I don't know, like, if they make Carnage look like either Ultimate Carnage or Maximum Carnage, like, you know, that comic storyline where Carnage just goes, you know, ape shit bonkers, you know, in that storyline where he recruits Doppelganger and Scream, I think, and just kills people, that'd be nuts. But I think Carnage might be saved for another game. I don't think they would put Carnage in the sequel. That scene was awesome, though, by the way, with Doc Ock and Peter. Love that scene. Do you want the Ultimate Surviving the next game? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Surviving? I don't know. But I just basically I want Venom to be big, bulky, and dark in the sequel, and I would really also like to see, you know, what Brian's saying, darker or more mature story tones. He brought up religion, but in this case it would relate to disease. So again, Harry's gonna get some serious emotional stakes been put in to his narrative in the sequel, which is gonna be nuts. But anyways, guys, I'm going to start a PS4 party so we can talk to each other. Anyone can join. It'll be a public party. Talk about Spider-Man, whatever. And we will start. I'm going to call it the Spidey Squad Party. You'll also hear the microphone difference. It'll be a bit different since I don't have a microphone plugged into my controller. I'm using the PlayStation camera for the microphone's audio. But we will do... my audio will sound a bit different once my microphone headphones are plugged in to talk to you guys. Spidey Squad Party is what I'm calling it. And it'll be public, 8 people total. You guys can join. 8-player party, create party, and it is now loading, and it's a public party. Boom. Okay, so it's loading and public. Okay, we're back. All right, so now I'm going to plug in my earphones. You guys can join in the party. We can talk about Spider-Man or whatever you guys want to read. Justin, go to, are you reading me? Yes, I am, Justin. Yes, I am. Sorry, I haven't read pretty much the majority of everyone else's questions. But I'm terrible at reading comments when I go on a huge rant and everything. Someone just joined the party. What is up, Luke? What is up, dude?
What is up,
guys? And everyone else in the party, feel free to join. We can all chat. Jev200, what is up, my man? Let's see. Hopefully the microphone audio. That's the wrong one, I think. Yes. Wait, this is the wrong headphone. There we go, that's better. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Nicely
done, awesome. Seaberg22, join the party. What is up, boy? And everyone else in the chat, you guys can join too. Hey, Evan, congrats on the subs. Thank you, Flynn. That means a lot to me. Hopefully I can keep doing you guys justice with the content and everything. That's my #1 goal for you guys. Could Riot appear as an Easter egg in the game sequel, says Nick Osborne. Maybe, you know, since Venom did really well. Didn't it make like $800 million or something? Like, it made a lot of money, even though some people didn't like it. I think it did make a lot of money. And even though Brian's like, it was a movie, you know, so he didn't really like it that much, I think that they could reference it in the sequel. But yeah, we got, let's see, we got Luke in here, and who else is in the party?
Yep.
Even alter his personality.
Nice.
Proceed carefully.
Just 2 people right now? Very cool. And other. Boom. Nice. JB Legend 52, when is Spider-Man 2 coming out? No idea. I don't work for Insomniac or Marvel. Yes, I'm kidding. But, I don't know. My guess, again, would be 2021 at the maybe fall season, or possibly 2020. Late 2020. Could happen. Because, again, they have all the assets now. Again, they built Spider-Man from the ground up from 20... They said 4 years of development for Spider-Man PS4, which is nuts. So they went from 2014 to 2018. So directly after Sunset Overdrive was finished, Brian Tarr was named the creative director for Spider-Man, and then they got to work on
this game for 4 years straight, and they built everything from the ground up. The city, the textures of everything, the power of the PS4, the suit, the combat, swing, all that. So in the sequel, they already have their main assets. All they have to do is expand on it. So make the open world bigger, make the story better, even though I think this story was awesome. Make the graphics better. Possibly suit customization, since I know that's a feature some people would want to have. More animations for swinging, more variations when swinging, like complex air tricks and maneuvers to pull off. Wider map, more side activities. And honestly, that's it. Like, once this main game is done, the next game that they make already has the main assets in it. They just have to expand on it and make it bigger and better. They're not going to scrap everything and then do everything all over again. That'd be insane. No, they have everything in stock. They just got to make sure that they keep adding on to what they're doing. So that's why I could see it coming out in 2020 at the earliest. Latest, sadly, could be possibly middle of 2022, but I think it might release in 2021. I think I could see that happening. Oh boy, puzzle. Okay, yikes. Okay, let's see.
Evan.
Yes, my friend.
One of your biggest milestones is 50,000 subscribers, but what has been your favorite thing about being YouTuber since the beginning?
That's very kind of you to ask, Luke. Well, just being able to interact with all you guys. So you guys didn't hear. Luke, make sure your microphone's on too. Maybe the party, or so the chat can hear you, but I think they could hear you. Luke's question was, what was my favorite moment of YouTube before this milestone?
Yes.
Just interacting with you guys. Honestly, that's like the highlight. That's honestly like the best thing. Just being able to talk to you guys just about anything. And just see like how all you guys are doing. Like on Twitter, you guys message me all the time and I love it. Or on the comment section. Just being able to just see how all you guys are doing and just being able to interact with people who love the same thing that I love, which is, of course, Spider-Man and superheroes. Is just the coolest thing. And just being able to talk to you guys is awesome.
Same here, Evan. Also, can you hear me quite well?
Yeah, I can. I think the chat can hear you good too.
Okay, good. I wanted to make sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Boy, this is probably the wrong way. Let's see. Any other questions? Jensen Shackles, how do you think Insomnia could improve on parkour? Fantastic question, because again, that is one thing, and then like, oh, Spider-Man PS4 fanboy. No, I've said multiple times that I think that the parkour was underutilized in this game. It's just that it's obviously like a proof of concept. Because what we saw in Sunset Overdrive, I'm like, they totally got this in the bag. And the best parkour I think we've seen in any video game, surprisingly, would actually, in my opinion, have to go to Assassin's Creed Unity. And the reason why I say that is because even though that's people's least favorite Assassin's Creed game, or it's on some people's list, the parkour in that game is legit. And you're playing as someone with no superpowers of Arno Dorian. So in the sequel, or in this game, I thought that we would be doing a lot of parkour utilizing the webs, like what we saw in the cafe scene, which is not in this game, which is disappointing, but I understand why they did it. But still, that's the scene that made me tear up when I first saw the trailer of the 2016 teaser. So it's kind of upsetting that you didn't put that in the game. Swag Kid 3080, what's going on, dude? Thanks for joining. But yeah, again, I think all they need to do is add in more variety of animations, and again, don't hold people's hands with the traversal. So Spider-Man 2, in the sense that there was a normal swinging mode and an easy swinging mode. So like, like kid mode for the Spider-Man Novasoft games, or the early 2000 Spider-Man. Terry's Awesome 101 was up, dude. Thanks for joining. Let's see over here. We already looked over here. Yeah, there's a lot that they can do with the parkour. Of course, I would say add in more animations, obviously. And what they did is that they made R2 the same button. So they made what James Stevenson calls it the go button, meaning that R2 is for swinging, it's for sprinting, it's for wall running, it's for jogging, all that. So what I would say, don't do that and make parkour a different button. Have it lay out as a different control. make it sprint, sure, but then the same thing, you're web swinging at the same time. So maybe like have it R2, but then have it like press and hold some other button, like the trick button. So you press triangle and circle at the same time to pull off air tricks. So maybe while you're parkouring, do some like vaults or web zips or something. Parkour maybe could also be implemented in combat, I could think about. That'd be interesting to see if they could add parkour, like vaulting over enemies. You can do that in this, but more stylishly and more fluidly, like, you know, parkouring over enemies, underneath enemies, on walls. Again, they do that, but in the sequel, add more to it. That's all I'm saying. Just add more of what you already have in the sequel. So the swinging animations literally are amazing in this game. They have animations directly ripped off from the movies, like The Amazing Spider-Man 2 with this one, I think. Right there. That's The Amazing Spider-Man 2, like right there. So in the sequel with parkour, like where can I do some? Like right here. So we have an air vent, we have an air shaft, we have walls, we have windows, we have billboards, and we have lamps and fences. Literally everything they showed in the cafe scene is what I wanted the parkour to be. Seamless, fluid, transitional, use your webs involved in parkour. Right now, like right there, the problem with R2 being the go button is that you're parkouring, parkour, jump, but then you web swing. It's like I didn't want to web swing, I wanted to keep parkouring. So the problem is you have to let go of the parkour button at certain points to make sure that you swing or sprint off the ground. Like right there, I wanted to parkour, which I did, but I could have easily swung if I didn't plan on doing that. So if you're not skilled enough, then that is the problem. But again, at the same time, that's good, because that way it differentiates the skilled players from the simple, oh, I don't know how to web swing players. Like for example, which I'll wear a different suit in the daytime, because the big time suit doesn't look really that good in the daytime. Let's see, which suit do you guys want me to wear? You want me to wear the homecoming suit, since I ranted about the MCU for so long?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Sandman or Lizard in the sequel?
Yes, dude. Sandman the Lizard in the sequel would be awesome. And I think we're already getting that with City at War, with the comic. Which, again, I have no idea who it is, but again, they tease Lizard, the variant cover, with the first issue. Like, oh, Lizard fighting classic suit Spider-Man. So, would you want to fight, or in the next issue, get ready for a classic Spider-Man villain redesigned for the comic series that will have the fandom buzzing. It's like, I don't know who you're talking about. It's either Lizard or someone else, but if it's Lizard and we get him in the sequel, then I'm down for it. I see a lot. Homecoming, Velocity, Future Foundation. Let's see. Julian Benton, Anti-Venom in the sequel. Maybe, but too early for that. And also, we already got Anti-Venom in Edge of Time, which I know was 8 years ago. But I think that they want to do Venom first. And even though Martin Lee could, maybe, because the whole reason Anti-Venom exists is because of Mr. Negative. Because he turned Eddie Brock, his white blood cells attached to the symbiote with the negative energy and all that. So, it's nuts how that story works. So could actually, maybe you're right. Maybe you are right. Maybe I am wrong. They could possibly add Anti-Venom in the sequel. I just think that since they teased main Venom in the end of this one, I think that's where their focus is going to lie in the sequel. And again, we had Mr. Negative as the kind of secondary villain, and then Doc Ock as the primary villain of this game. So in the sequel, they could do the same thing. Venom is the primary villain and Green Goblin as the secondary villain, or vice versa. Maybe Green Goblin is the main villain and Venom is the secondary villain. But again, I think Venom should be the main villain, since the black suit's going to play a big role with Spider-Man as a gameplay mechanic, I would think. That's another thing. The sequel is obviously going to have the black suit, the symbiote, tendrils, stronger, faster swinging as a gameplay mechanic like Web of Shadows. So that's obviously going to have a big feature in it. And a lot more stuff. Zromo says, I want to see Peter training Miles and having Miles be like a Ellie character in the sequel. That'd be cool. I definitely think they're going to double down on that, though, because I think we're going to play as Miles, obviously. But, like, yeah, in the sense that he'll be like a, like a sidekick to Peter that will help him in combat and, like, slowly learn. By the time the sequel comes around, because, Miles already made such a big impact into the Spider-Verse, and people are like, this is my favorite Spider-Man movie of all time. So obviously they have a lot to live up to for that version of Miles. So it's obviously a lot of pressure on Insomniac's part. Wow, that suit looks amazing in the menu. Oh, that looks great. Again, I like Homecoming, but I'm not hating it. I'm just saying that suit in the menu is perfect. But the advanced suit still it hurts not wearing the advanced suit right now. It's just, it's clutch. It's clutch. Right? Like it's. I'm sorry. It's just like once you see a suit that is your favorite, you can't, like, everyone, like the Raimi suits, a lot of people's favorites. So it's like that. Like once you wear it, you can't not wear it. That's me with the advanced suit. Like it's just so perfect. And I'm not saying that because Insomniac, give me money, whatever. No, it's like as a sponsor. Like no, it's like honestly like the white and the patterning and the feet design and the leg patterning. I always loved. I don't know about you guys. I've always loved additional parts of the legs of Spider-Man's costume. So like the Amazing Spider-Man 1, I always loved that he had that like racing stripe down his pants. So like when they have that in the advanced suit, like the sleek spider web thing, so slick. Love it. It's too cool.
Evan, they gave us so many suits in this one. I don't even know what they're gonna give us.
Fun fact, a great point, Luke. Because fun fact, this is a world record-breaking superhero game for the most alternate costumes in any standalone superhero game, because this has officially, I'm pretty sure the DLC's out now because tomorrow's April and they said the DLC will only go out throughout March. So technically, this is it for the game. The game has a total of 40 alternate suits, which is nuts.
It's crazy.
And the record of the game that had the most last was, I think, Edge of Time at like 30 something. Oh. Yeah. Cool. Even though that's my least favorite Spider-Man game, you guys know me, it's still up there. Yeah, so congrats to Edge of Time. You did something right. I'm kidding. If anyone likes Edge of Time, that's awesome. Me, I can't stand that game. I'm sorry.
I agree. I've never played it.
If you see a name called Game That Night, that's a YouTube name.
What about YouTube? What about YouTube as a job?
That's my Gamer Got 98. That's my YouTube name.
Very cool. Oh, I'll check you out then for sure. Okay, we're here. There it is. I was like, where's the burning building? There we go. Bam! Made it.
What else is all Return of Shark in the sequel?
What in the sequel?
What we saw again?
What villains?
Yeah, like what is all Shucker? Like Return of.
Oh, I don't know. Again. So Venom and Green Goblin, I think, are the main villains that are going to be focused in the sequel. Side villains, there's a lot. Mysterio is going to get so much hype when Far From Home comes out that I think it would be kind of dumb not to put him in the sequel. Same thing, like that's why they kind of put Vulture in this, even though it does relate to the Sinister Six. Vulture had like a big presence in Homecoming, so that's why they kind of featured him in this game. So if they put Mysterio, even though there's an Easter egg in this game, is that Halloween cosplayer in the Halloween mission is the fake Mysterio. I think the real Mysterio could either be shown off in City at War, since the next issue is going to come out in April, and Far From Home comes out in July. So that would be 3 months until the movie comes out. So there's some time gaps that could happen, but I think the hype for Mysterio would be massive by the time that the movie comes out, and then possibly include him in the sequel as a side villain or something. If he's a main villain, that's awesome, but the main villains are going to be Venom and Green Goblin, which is why the Sinister Six are like, oh, they're already in prison, you already defeated them. 8 years of being Spider-Man, you've already defeated the Sinister Six on multiple occasions. Which is why they mainly focused on Otto becoming Doc Ock for the first time. And Venom, everyone loves Venom as a Spider-Man villain, and everyone definitely loves Black Suit Spider-Man. So seeing Peter get the black suit for the first time in this universe is going to be a massive trip to see. And it's going to be nuts. Yeah, I kind of went on that big rant. Expectations are at a manageable level. I'm not hyped, but I'm not, oh, this is going to suck. I'm like, let's just see what happens. Zromo, imagine having the Prowler be a villain in the sequel to further Miles' Spider-Man journey. Absolutely. That'd be awesome. I don't think there's any Prowler Easter eggs in this game, but I definitely think that, like, since Jefferson Davis is gone, and Miles has his mom, and if you read the comics, Miles' mom dies from Venom's hands. So if Venom kills Rio, and then Uncle Aaron comes in, and then he becomes Prowler and messes with Miles, there could be, again, lots more emotional stakes. And if that happens, like Aunt May's gone for Peter, and Miles already lost his dad, so if Peter loses Harry and Miles loses his mom, lots more emotional stuff. And MJ's going to be off in Sokovia doing stuff, so I don't think she'll be in the sequel. That's why I think maybe Gwen could be introduced as a new love interest to Peter, or possibly Miles, you know, since Spider-Gwen and Miles have this thing in the comics. And the PS4 universe version of Gwen Stacy, we don't know if it's the girl. Remember at the end of the game, Miles was like, oh, so this girl, like, Peter's like, well, I don't know what the best way is, but just be yourself pretty much, and things will happen. So we don't know if he's talking about Kate Bishop, who's his love interest in the comics, who turned out to be a Hydra agent or something, or her parents were, and or Spider-Gwen, who, you know, Miles and Gwen get with each other in the comics, or Gwen could be Peter's age, and could be whatever Peter's working at. Peter could be a teacher assistant again at ESU, or he could be doing his own thing at his own stand-up company, or back at the Bugle. Neither one of those could be awesome. Any one of those choices could be great. But since they're like, well, Peter's done that before. He's done the Daily Bugle thing. That's what they kept saying. Now he's a scientist. And he was joking like, I want to become a chef. Like, no, but Peter, you're a great scientist. So they're definitely sticking with that, you know, tonal aspect of Peter. Like, oh, no, he's a scientist first and foremost. So I could see that happening.
But
Captain Daygler, can anyone in the chat tell me how to join this party? Look up Spidey Squad Party on PS4, search it up, and you'll find us.
I'll try to find a place.
Those damn planes flying overhead. Yeah, Franco, I was wondering, can you hear all that? There's like literally like 50 planes flying over my house like every 2 minutes. I was like, I didn't want to bring it up because I can't, I don't want to like break the immersion. And that's what I do during Radioactive Replay. Like, I'm upstairs in my house and there's 2 floors. Where I do Radioactive Replay, it's usually downstairs in another TV, because I'm in the living room right now where my main TV is. I do Radioactive Replay downstairs in like the lounge area. And even there, downstairs, the airplanes still catch on to the microphone's audio, which is nuts. Like, I have the windows closed. I'm like, you know, there's no soundproof walls, but like, it's pretty darn like hard to hear a lot of things down there. And yet the planes still manage to get their freaking audio in the video. So it's like, okay, I guess I'll just cope with this then. Like, it's awful. Wow, we gotta swing all the way over here, don't we? All right, I'm down for it. If we're gonna swing, we're gonna swing in style. So which suit do you guys want me to wear? We can stick with Homecoming. We can do wrestling. We can do Iron Spider. We can go with my main man advanced suit, of course. Which I know some people say the color palette's off. Like, it's more orange than red and light blue. I love it. Again, like in lighting, in this lighting. In the main menu, obviously, like right here, it's more light red compared to that darker red, and the Homecoming is dark red, dark blue. Here it's like light red, or light red, light blue, almost orangish. In the game, it doesn't look like that. In the game, the sunlighting reflects off of it in a way that makes it able to see it more clearly in a more darker color palette than what this menu is showing. I see everyone saying advanced. You guys know the advanced suit's the best. You guys have good taste. You guys have good taste. Franco asks classic. Oh snap! I'm sorry, Franco, but the people want the advanced. We'll go classic next, I promise. Because my boy Franco always gets what he wants. Let's see. But yeah, sequel is going to be amazing. Avengers Project should be hopefully good. We don't know if they're connected in the same universe or not. I have no clue. Hopefully they are, because again, if the Marvel Cinematic Universe makes all this money... Did you guys read that in the party, by the way, that Avengers Endgame is supposedly going to make approximately $850 million on the opening weekend? Yeah. So if they do that for the games... Again, imagine... Erwin, my boy, in the party.
Hello, webheads.
Hello, Erwin. What is going on?
What's up, Luke?
But again, imagine how they could do the same thing with the games. Imagine by the time that we get the sequel for Spider-Man and the Avengers Project and the rumored but like the rumored Guardians of the Galaxy game that Eidos Montreal is making as well, since Square Enix is in a multi-year, multi-game partnership with Marvel. The first game that they're working on is Avengers, but then there was also leaks about a open-world Guardians of the Galaxy games, which makes me think that there's not going to be any space-related characters in the Avengers project, more just like grounded level characters.
I'm used to hostile New Yorkers.
I mean, wouldn't you be happy after making like an open
I've got
world,
Philip on my side. That guy
Guardians of the
has
Galaxy
some
game
impressive.
Yes. No, that sounds amazing. I would buy that instantly. I don't know who would voice the characters other than Chris Pratt and Zoe Saldana and Bradley Cooper. I know Nolan North would probably come back as Rocket, since he's always Rocket, but yeah. I think that sounds awesome, though. Open world Guardians of the Galaxy game. I think the Avengers project, though, is going to be linear. It could be open world, but Crystal Dynamics, the main developer behind it, isn't really known for making open world games. So
This is just my theory of how I think the Avengers project is going to come out. This is just my theory.
yeah, are you excited for it, by the way?
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Because yeah,
I think this is how they're going to do it, right? Because we have, what, Endgame coming out, like, very soon? We're gonna
Right.
be April soon.
yeah, April
It
26th.
makes more sense for them to do it this way is wait for people to see Avengers Endgame.
Right.
Right? And when that makes like what, $500, $700 or what, how much ever it makes, then
Break
at
all
the end of
records.
this year, you can announce the Avenger Project official teaser trailer.
Right.
Like they don't have to give us a release date; they could give us a trailer. Like, yeah, here's the trailer.
Yeah, like here's what the game actually is, because all we know right now is that it's an Avengers game. That's it. Like we know nothing else. Thank you, Justin. That's literally the one comment I've been waiting to see. Evan's web swinging is on point. You're on point. I try my best for you guys.
Hey, and for the sequel, for Cyberman, do you think like we're gonna hear a Miles Con Spider-Man, like as Cyberman was?
Spider-Man in the
Someone
very
gets hurt
first
a lot worse.
In what now?
Like, okay, for a side mission, do you
Yeah.
think, like we hear a Miles Con Spider-Man?
Well, I think that's going to be a main part of the game, because I keep forgetting what that conference was, but it was before GDC, and Ted Price and Brian Intar were interviewing each other on stage pretty much. DICE. It was DICE, the DICE conference, and Ted Price and Brian Intar were on stage talking about what does it take to be a creative director for a project like Spider-Man, and what would you like to see in the future? And he's like, oh, well, darker story tones, which what else could that be for, or more mature story tones, Spider-Man. Simple story, complex characters, Spider-Man. And the most important one is, well, we have done co-op games in the past before with Sunset Overdrive and a little bit with our Ratchet and Clank games. So I was like, oh, is it making a co-op game different than making a single-player game? Yes, it is. So, in the Spider-Man, so again, like in the sequel, is there going to be like a co-op feature where you're like online with Miles or something? Like, I don't know. Like, it's going to be interesting.
Hey Evan,
Yes, sir.
I was playing Spider-Man PS4 and I'm not kidding right now, but my whole screen went black. I
Oh,
tried
really?
getting out of the PlayStation, and it just my PlayStation, I can't access anything right now. I don't know what happened, but I'm gonna keep the party going. And,
Nice. I'm sorry about
playing with
that,
the
Luke.
blank
Hopefully
screen.
you'll.
Oh, it's fine. I'm
Could you
just.
could
I'm,
did
I mean,
you
this game's
you
so
could
big.
restart the game and see if that helps at all?
I mean, I can't even access the main PlayStation pop-up menu.
I
It's
see.
black. It's weird. But yeah, hey, I'm gonna let Sam talk. Oh, wait, not right now, Sam? Okay. Oh, okay, he's eating
You
fries.
enjoy yourself, guys. No rush.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I want the training of Miles in the sequel to be like the comics when the 616 Spider-Man helps train Miles. That'd be cool. Again, like, if you guys read Spider-Geddon, which is technically canon to Spider-Man PS4, I don't know if they'll, maybe, you know what, they might reference it in the sequel, but not like, oh, this is directly a story point from Spider-Geddon that you need to know about. Like, I don't think that, but I think they might, like, reference it a bit. But, Peter is in Spider-Geddon from this game, the advanced suit, Peter, Insomniac's Peter, and, he basically talks to the ultimate Miles Morales, who's in the black and red Spider-Man suit, And he's like, oh, so you're a Miles too. I have a Miles from my world. That's cool. He's like, oh, it's hard to be a leader. Like, well, I think you're a great leader, Miles. Like, oh, great. Well, I'll tell my Peter, you said so. Like, oh, well, tell your Miles that I say hi. Like, I'll tell him more than that. That's a pretty cool outfit you have there. So right there in the comic, they're teasing that either Peter is going to help make Miles craft his suit, Miles' Spider-Man suit, or you know, he could have an influence from the Miles he talked to into the sequel, which would be awesome.
But you know what I would love for Insomnia to do?
What?
Before they even make Spider-Man PS4 the sequel. And I heard this was an interview where they said Venom's storyline is gonna be its own story, right?
Yes, yeah, because they said he was directly saying, like, you know, to Greg Miller, like, oh, I like that black suit shirt, and he's like, well, that's a story that Insomniac would want to tell on its own merit. So they're really going to, again, make the black suit a main narrative point in the sequel, not just a side thing, but the main aspect of it. Like, it deserves its own spotlight, which is why it's not in this game as an alternate suit. Even though I could easily see them making, like, the black suit as, like, a suit power, like the tendrils just come out of his back and hit people as a suit power. I could easily see them doing that, but I think that's going to be more, like, upgrades and stuff in the sequel, like actual upgrade trees relating to the black suit and stuff.
Right.
Yes, and I need it.
Are you getting more time?
I'll be right back. I
Of course.
have to go eat.
No problem, everyone. Take your time, buddy.
It won't take long. Okay.
Sure.
I'll be back. I won't take long.
Look at this game. Game of the year, didn't win. Whatever. All right. What was that?
Are you gonna want to come back to Legend?
What now?
Are you getting water back to Legend?
I'm not sure. Per se.
I said, are you getting water to come back to Legend?
Wait, say again? Your microphone keeps cutting out a bit.
Are you getting more to come back to Legend?
Oh, I'm sorry. Mortal Kombat 11. I'm sorry. I'm awful at all NetherRealm games. I could buy it, but I would be terrible at it. I have Injustice 2 right now, which we will try and do for another charity thing. Do a live stream playing Injustice 2. But I am awful at, like, 2D fighting games and everything. If we were to play Soul Calibur, though, then that would be a different story, because I'm literally awesome at Soul Calibur. And it's a game I can actually feel good playing at, because I'm actually decent at it. But look at this city. Oh my god, this is too much. But no, I won't be getting Mortal Kombat 11. I've been keeping out of all the news. I just see, like, the new character reveals, like, that looks cool, but I'm not, like, a big Mortal Kombat buff. But it looks awesome.
I just hope for the sequel of Spider-Man PS4 is I hope we don't get that much drama like we did with the first one.
You mean, like, with the Raimi suit and the puddles?
Yes, that pissed me off. Like,
well, again, so to clarify to some of you, which I've said multiple times, but just to clarify again for some of you who may not know, I was aware of the Raimi suit in the game prior to it being in the game. So like, Evan, you should say that you want the Raimi suit, because that way we'll get it, because they listen to you. Like, no, I don't, because they listen to you guys already. They don't care. Well, they care about me and you guys, but meaning, like, my one word of voice isn't the only word of voice. Like, they listen to the fan. Like, they oh, what are people talking about the most that they want to see in the game? Oh, the Amazing Spider-Man suits, the MCU suits. Oh, but they mainly want the Raimi suit. So obviously they put it in, and not only that, they planned it months ahead of time for a free update. And anyone who says otherwise, no, they just did that for backlash because they want to appease the fans. They're idiots. They don't know what they're talking about. Like, people no, they didn't plan it months ahead of time. They're insane. They're just thinking that they had some impact at harassing Insomniac on Twitter. Like, we want the Raimi suit, Raimi army, meh. And then they already were planning it literally by the beginning of the City That Never Sleeps pack in October. Since the game launched, they already had that planned out. So it's like, they're nuts. Which is why, like, if you took out the Fantastic Four suits, the Raimi suit would have been the last suit in the game that they added, because they know how much people care about it. So I agree with you, man. Like I think one.
Feel like what was it? The Future Foundation suit, like it looks good, but
The eyes.
the eyes.
Yes.
Spider costume and put them on that.
I know what you mean. Let me in the chat. What do you guys think about the Future Foundation suit in Spider-Man PS4? Me, I like the layout of it. Everything looks sleek, but then you're right. The eyes are a bit bulgy. Like they're a bit too. Yeah, like not cartoony, but like yeah, like I don't know what the word is. Like the exterior of the mask isn't set for how big those eyes are. Those lenses are a bit too gratuitous for the shape of the suit. So, like right here, let's look at it really quick. Like right here, you see the padding around the suit, the layers, the textured lines from the white to the black, and the padding on everything. That's so sleek, and I love that. But the eyes, they're like even Spidey Bugle, the designer of the Spidey Squad logo and all the, he's awesome. He has that issue too. He's like a bit too big for my taste. So I agree. But I still like it. Same thing with the Bombastic Bagman. Like I said this in my video, like he's not barefoot. There's no kick me sign. I love what they did with the mask, but I don't like how it's literally a Fantastic Four suit with a bag over his head, which is what the costume is. But he's not barefoot and he doesn't have a kick me sign, which I'm very upset about. But other than that, the suit's fine. And again, you can't complain about free suits. But you can say maybe they should have designed it a bit differently, but not. I'm not saying like, oh, love everything that Insomniac does. No, obviously, discuss your concerns because that way they can make a better game. But I'm just saying, like, for the especially for the Raimi suit, adding it as a free add-on update suit in the game as a special thing, like for all the support that fans gave out. It's like, come on, like you got people got to ease up. And again, it's just a suit. Like again, for me, I love the Raimi movies, but I'm not going to be like, if the Raimi suit's not in the game, then I'm done with the game. Like, no, I could care less, because it's a suit, and I already have my favorite suit, the advanced suit, so that's just me, though. But I understand why people are, dude, facts, guaranteed. I'm wearing the classic because Franco Greco.
The thing about the advanced suit, right? Because they said that they weren't going.
Let me see.
And this was when the
I'm
game was
messing
in
up.
development.
Yeah.
They said that symbol has a story behind it.
Yes.
Someone in my school said, "Oh, it's just gonna be like those old movies where his suit gets ripped apart.
They just change it just because.
Creates new suits."
Yeah.
But I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I mean, they might, but they might not, and they did it perfectly.
It's so good. And you know what I love more is that when they really double down on the story reasoning for the advanced suit, because of, if you read City at War, Otto's like blueprinting out the advanced suit, and he's like, this is gonna be so much fun making stuff for. Wasn't it great? The first issue, I loved it. And then when at the end of it, where I love what Jacinda Chu did, and she's like, oh yeah, we did that intentionally to drive the point home more, which is why in the end fight where you can't wear whichever suit you want, even though that would have been cool to wear like the undies suit in the final fight or whatever. It's really more about the story's impact with how the suit themselves, how the suits, the anti-ox suit and the advanced suit come into play for the narrative. So he's like, I tried to warn you, Peter, but you didn't listen. And he's like looking at the advanced suit underneath the anti-ox suit. He's like, you knew, because right when he made him the suit, he's like, oh, he knows he's Spider-Man. He's just pretending, oh, you're his designer or whatever. You just make his equipment. Like, no, he is Spider-Man. He knew that since the very, since he laid eyes on the suit, which is even more nuts when he sees that happen. Like, oh my God! Like he looks at the advanced suit, like this guy knew the whole time. And I looked up to him as a kid, and he pretty much just, didn't care about what happened to me because of how much he hates Norman. And it's so good. Yeah.
When you beat the when you beat the game, right?
Yeah.
There were so many Easter eggs to so many movies. Like I believe the 2 Easter eggs I spotted have to be at the end of the game where he's building the anti-ox suit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh snap! Those blueprints look like a reference to the Raimi film.
Yes.
He's building his suit.
The whole
When,
yeah.
Doc was on in Oscorp, and he's like, Peter, I saw you as the son. I'm like, I'm starting to get a reference between Raimi and Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes, I totally agree. And what I love more is that where the whole end credit sequence is literally like Raimi, like people like, give me my Raimi suit. Okay, first off, it's not yours, but second, the whole end credits are literally like a huge freaking nostalgia throwback to the Raimi credits. Like, oh my god, like seeing the 3D models and like the blue and red color palette, just I don't know how they did that, but I was like in tears when seeing that. Like, oh my god, like looking at that, like the game's done. After waiting 2 years, we beat this game, and now we're greeted with this great credit sequence. Like, I know, like Harry and Miles. Yes. I can't believe people, even though Norman directly says, "I love you, son," people are like, "Oh, that's Eddie Brock." Like, excuse me? Like, okay. All right then.
For Green Goblin, are we gonna get the all green Goblin or purple and green Goblin?
What was that?
I just want to say this, Evan, dude.
Like for the Green Goblin and the next game, are we gonna get the classic Green Goblin, like all green from Spider-Man 1?
Right.
Or the purple and green Goblin on the comics?
Yeah, I think we're. I mean, we already get like the glider stuff teased in the penthouse, so I think we're getting classic 616 / Raimi glider or TASM glider Goblin instead of Ultimate. Again, you guys know me. I like Into the Spider-Verse a lot. I despise those character designs for Green Goblin and Scorpion. I think they're awful. Like I hate the monster Goblin. And again, he's only in the movie for like 5 minutes too, so it doesn't matter that much. But I'm just not a fan of the big monster Fing Fang Foom wings out of his back Green Goblin. So hopefully it's classic Green Goblin like we all know and love in the comics for the sequel.
Yeah. And I would say I absolutely love this Spider-Man game because this game had so many twists and turns for me. Like the very beginning scene.
Yeah.
Where Peter's cleaning his suit in the lab, and Otto walks in. This was my reaction. I paused the game. I'm like, this man Peter moving his suit around. I wanted him to see.
You're right.
If that was me, I'd be like, hey, I'm sorry. You gotta get knocked out.
I love that Corey Kenshin. Yep, I love that. Oh, that's amazing. This guy gotta get cocked out. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get knocked out. I love that. That's amazing. This man's gonna get slapped. I swear. I love that.
Yo,
Woo!
Evan.
Yes, sir.
Sam has a question for you.
Of course, Sam. Go and fire away. I'm all ears.
I'm gonna put him on. Hold on.
See, twist dive. Zromo also had a great point. Before I answer answer your question, Sam. Sorry. Zromo said more side activities and missions variety in the sequel. Which, yes, of course, Screwball's done. Thank Christ. So probably no more of her in the sequel.
If you bring Screwball back, bro, I'm
Where's the Screwball Funko Pop? Where's the Screwball Hot Toy? I don't understand. We need what the fans want, and obviously what we want is more Screwball. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, exactly. Like, they should have replaced Screwball with Taskmaster and all the DLC missions. It would have made way more sense. It would have been cooler because we all love Taskmaster, and get more info from his involvement in the story. Like, wait, who's he working for? Is the Avengers, like, I've gone toe-to-toe with the Avengers. Get more Avengers dialogue to hype people up for the Avengers project. Again, I have a problem with that. I'm not saying, oh, the Screwball stuff is perfect. I like the missions that she gave out. I just don't like that Screwball, if that makes sense. So she had interesting missions with the races and the combat challenges and everything, but it wasn't like, breathtaking stuff, and it could have easily been done with Taskmaster instead of Screwball. So, I don't know. That's one small problem I have, though. But yeah, like in the sequel, like Zromo says, great point. More side missions and more mission variety in the sequel. And if they do bring back what I'm calling human gameplay, so like Miles Morales and Mary Jane were just normal characters without superpowers, which I love that thing. Like, what would it be like to play as a character in a superhuman world who doesn't have any powers? That sounds awesome. And I love what they did with Miles Morales sneaking away from Rhino. That's my favorite one of those missions. That was so cool. how they did that. So double down on that, just give them like more gameplay variety, more Peter gameplay. Again, open world Peter Parker gameplay is a must, please. So I think, and like James Stevenson's like, well, it's more about being Spider-Man, not being Peter Parker. But Peter Parker is Spider. Exactly. So like that's half of what Spider-Man is. So do that. But like, again, like what we're doing right now, I don't have the ESU suit with me, but like look, take this as an example. I did this in another stream, I think. But ESU, I want to go to ESU as Peter, talk to students, kind of like Bully, the Rockstar game. I love that game. So be Peter. Maybe walk and see some students that you may know, and then, oh man, I hear some cop sirens, run into an alleyway, press up, like right here, blank alleyway, no one's around, press a button, you're Peter, you jump and switch into your suit, you swing out, seamless, and then just go off and swing off and save the day. I think that'd be insane.
Evan.
This is what I remember from when the old, and I'm talking about like PS2 days, old Spider-Man 2 game is what I loved about Spider-Man 2
Right.
the series one is that when you go into
The Brooklyn Bridge is in the southeast
Bugle,
corner of
right?
the island.
When you go into what?
You go into the Bugle.
Yeah.
You have
Yes.
to switch from Peter,
Yes.
walk around the Bugle for a minute, and then jump out and switch into Spider-Man.
Yes.
That's how Spider-Man 3 was.
Yeah, if they were to do something where like he's in whatever it was called, I forgot what it's called.
Feast?
No, not Feast. His college. What's his
ESU? Empire State University? Yeah.
I better hurry. So say it's like there's a robbery in progress. He could automatically like say, "Oh, I have to go somewhere." And
Right.
just, like switch into his costume there. I would
Yes,
like to see that.
like, and that's what
Evan,
they
I got a
tried to
question.
do with the Feast Shelter, which I love, where it's in certain story missions where he's in the Feast Shelter. There's a mission going on. He exits the Feast Shelter. He like puts on his web shooters and he just swings out and that. So that's kind of like their version of what we experienced in Spider-Man 2. But again, like I would like it for it to be seamless. Like you're in the open world as Peter. You're out doing missions in the city as Peter, not just doing tasks in the lab, but doing some side missions as Peter Parker. You're the Bugle or your ESU or whatever he's working at in the next game, and double down on that aspect of being Peter Parker and Spider-Man, and that'll get a lot more people involved.
Hey, Evan,
Evan.
I want to say how you know they
do you go see Taskmaster again?
Screwball.
Yes,
When you beat Taskmaster in the main game, he disappears.
right.
Not to be seen again. So they could have easily brought him. And Sonya, I'm not bashing you. Okay, I'm not.
No, I totally agree with your point that you're making. No, I totally understand. Like it makes perfect sense. Like they had no reason to put Screwball in instead of Taskmaster. So again, like we like the content that came with the Screwball stuff, just not that it was Screwball as the character giving it all out. Like if that makes sense, because Taskmaster was such an intriguing character, and then we had 2 boss fights with him, and then that was it. And it's like, okay, cool, but again, there's an Avengers game coming out. This is the Marvel's universe of New York, so there's the Avengers, there's the Wakandan Embassy, there's Doctor Strange. So there's all these other Marvel characters so you could reference through Taskmaster, like, oh, I fought this guy in a cape who was like a wizard, Doctor Strange. Oh, I fought the king of a, third world country with a cat suit on, Black Panther, something like that, I don't know, like they could do some cool stuff referencing the wider Marvel universe through Taskmaster, and instead we just get photobomb, and I'm like, Super Rebel, no, go. I'm just like, this hurts, because I'm literally fighting Super Rebel in this game, and it's too real. Even Insomniac themselves are roasting Super Rebel by adding Screwball into the game. Like, it's too funny. But yeah, I totally agree with your point, though. Like,
Evan,
Screwball
I got
as a character
question.
should have not been added as DLC content.
Evan, I got a question.
Yes, sir, Sam.
What was your favorite video that you made?
That's a great question. And again, sorry, I'm going on like so many rants. Just all you guys in the party and in the chat. If I don't read your comments or questions, I'm sorry, but thank you all for 50,000 subscribers. That's why we're here. So thank you all so much. To answer your question, Sam, it would be either my my pinned video on my channel is the Spider-Man PS4 review, or the Tenas review. And of course, Radioactive Replay. It was fun to do Spider-Man 3 again because of the Venom fight. And specifically doing that over again was hilarious with the, oh, looks like another day's work for your friendly neighborhood. Holy shit! And then he just dies, gets impaled in the spikes. That was fun. Either that or I know my back. Venom dies. He needs some chiropractic ASAP. The Tenacity review, the Spider-Man PS4 review, or just interviewing all the developers and Yuri Lowenthal and everyone. Just those are like the best.
Hey, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So, do you think once he had his matter again?
What now?
Do you think we're going to see Taskmaster again, sequel?
Maybe. If anything, it'd be a cool thing if it turned out that the Avengers Project and Spider-Man PS4 Connected bring Taskmaster in the Avengers Project. Other than that, though, I don't know, because then that would kind of be like, what's the point of bringing him back, since we already kind of, sadly, concluded his arc with that side mission and all of his challenges throughout the city. But, you know, I would think that he's gone for now. He might be a reference in the sequel, but I don't think it could be a main character to come back. Wait, let me get...
But this is my question for you, Evan, right?
Yes.
Is, in this timing, I believe it's like, what, 10 minutes in when Miles is introduced to Aunt May?
Right.
And she talks about two villains that Peter has fought, which are Sandman and Hydra Man.
Right.
So do you feel like, since they're like hinting like Sandman is, you know, he's still locked away, but we don't know where Hydra Man is, do you think Hydra Man will be in the sequel?
Could be. I can easily see them doing that. Again, not to directly build up sales for Far From Home, but again, if they add in Sandman, Molten Man, and Hydra Man in that movie, I could see them having a possible chance of putting those same characters in the sequel as side characters or whatever. Since the Sinister Six is done, we did that in the first game. Doing it again would be weird, like repeating the same story over again. So I think that they could do Mysterio, Hydra Man, Molten Man, and Sandman as actual characters and not illusions that Mysterio is creating. So Flint Marko, Morris Bench, and if they do, you know, Liz Allen, maybe like Mark Allen as her brother and as Molten Man, like Spectacular did. You know, if they do anything like that, that'd be great, but I'm not sure. I think though Mysterio would be. I would really want to see what Mysterio is like in this universe. Captain Diglett, I'm playing on Ultimate difficulty on no New Game Plus, so it is just the standard Ultimate difficulty. And it's awesome. Let me join your party, difficulty. Andy Stevens on PS4. If Wolf Cool, if you want to join our party, it's Spidey Squad Party on PS4, which you can find if you look that up. And that's awesome. Let's see. And yeah, any other questions, guys? I'm sorry. This is a mainly Q&A live stream. Been streaming over 2 hours, and I might have to go soon. But any other questions I can answer for you guys?
Ask me one.
Go for it.
I think you made a video on this, right? About a possibility for in the sequel of Spider-Man that there would be a Lizard DLC.
I don't know about DLC, but they could add him in City at War, which we see in the variant cover. But I think in the game we see a reference to him with the vial of blood. Oh, which I think is still huge missed opportunity to either reference more, or, you know, even possibly showcase in the City That Never Sleeps DLC. Is that's right. I fought Dr. Connors and I took a sample of his blood to turn him back from the Lizard into Dr. Connors. Too bad it didn't last. So currently, right now, even after Silver Lining, Doc Connors is still somewhere in the New York sewer system as the Lizard. Or somewhere else. But I think he is still currently the Lizard. Or it could be like in those certain comics where Kurt Connors has control of his Lizard self, and he's kind of like a bad person. Like some of the comics, they portray Doc Connors as like this bad guy, or scientist, or whatever. Usually it's not always like that, but certain comics have done that, which is kind of a weird thing to do. I think again, like he could be a main villain though in the sequel. I could see them doing that, like not a main villain, but like one of the main other side villains that we could get. There it is.
Evan,
Yes, sir.
it's Luke again. I just thought of this question. I don't know if you could say, but I know whenever you got the game for free from PlayStation,
Yes.
when did you know that you would be getting it for free? Like, did they tell you? Like,
Months before.
I assume they told you, but okay, a month before.
Well,
That's awesome.
Jacinda works for Insomniac, not PlayStation, so
Yes.
someone, which I can't
Okay.
disclose who for legal reasons, but
I
PlayStation
know what you
did
mean, I know.
contact me with a free review code copy for Spider-Man to
Okay.
review for the channel, which is insane
Okay.
because I'm literally
Yeah.
like the lowest subscribed to channel covering this game, but because of you guys, a lot of
Yeah.
attention from me is because of this game, and that's how I was able to interview
Yeah.
everyone at Insomniac and Marvel. So thank you all for all those amazing opportunities. But PlayStation sent me a code for the game for free, and it was pretty much a week prior before the game came out. But I knew about it 2 weeks prior, so I got the code
That's pretty cool.
a week before the game launched on September 7th, so in August. I was able to play it beforehand. Wow, okay, that soldier was not supposed to turn around. That sucks.
If you
But I played the
If you
game
got the
on like
director's
August
note, sorry.
30th or something
Okay.
like that, and I got the code. I downloaded the game. I played the game. I knew nothing because there were those crazy spoilers going around for the game.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
someone,
Right.
I almost murdered someone because they said, "Oh, Mr. Negative dies." I'm like, "I'm going to kill you," but it was actually a false thing, a false spoiler because we
That's
all
good.
know it was
Yeah.
Aunt May who died, not
Yeah.
Martin Lee. So I was like,
Yeah.
if you spoil the game for me, anyone online, I'm going to literally murder you. So
Yeah.
luckily no one did that, which is what happened. Someone did that for me for Infinity War. The same
Oh, wow,
exact
that's
thing happened for Infinity War. Like they said, oh, everyone, the snap happens and everyone just disintegrates. And then I didn't know who died, but they just said everyone pretty much gets killed. And then I read a line saying, "Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good." So I'm like, oh
no.
crap. So Spider-Man dies. So that's why I didn't have that much of an impact when it happened. But I'm like, oh well, he's gonna come back because they already said he's gonna have his other
Yeah.
movie. It's like, so it's like it takes out
I
all
didn't
the
see that coming.
all of the emotional weight to it. So when I went in thinking that freaking Mr. Negative's gonna die. I'm like, damn it, I didn't want to know this. So then you
Yeah.
better believe I bawled my eyes out when they freaking revealed, oh, it's actually Aunt May who dies
Oh,
and
I
not
bet.
Martin Lee. And then
Yeah.
the end scene with William Sawyers as Doc Ock.
saying it now.
William Sawyers, Rigby from the regular show, was Doc Ock, who's like, Peter, where are you going? Peter! I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
You want to make
Oh,
me
man,
cry?
yeah.
You gonna make me
Oh,
cry?
yeah.
This is what you need to do.
I
I'm
feel
like,
you there.
it's too much, man. Like, and then the credits roll too, and then I see like the Easter egg pop up. Like, Jacinda's like teasing. Oh, so she never fully disclosed to me what the Easter egg was. She's like, oh, we're gonna put you in the game. Like, I'm freaking dead. This is a dream, and I'm this isn't real. Like, this is nuts. So there's no way that you're doing
Yeah.
this. So I thought, oh, like literally, I thought it would be like like one of these like little stickers or something on the fence or some graffiti
Yeah.
or whatever, or you have to look really hard for it. No, so I went to E3 and I said hi to the combat designer Adam Corleone, who's awesome, and he was like, "Oh, so did you you know what's going on, right?" Like, oh my god, like thank you so much. Like I don't even know what it's gonna be like. He's like, "Oh, well, you saw the backpack there, right?" And like, "Oh yeah," because at the time they had an E3 booth where there was an exterior area that looked like a New York street, and there were backpacks hanged around the area. It's like, oh, cool. So he's referencing, oh, the backpacks from the E3 stage booth to hype up the game. Like, oh, that's cool. And he's like, no, that's not it. And I'm like, it was like that Scott Pilgrim scene, like the the needle in his head, like no clue, totally gets it. It was like that, like a light switch went off. Like, oh my god, the Easter egg is a backpack. Because at the time we didn't know what that was. Like, oh, Spider-Man talks about these collectibles in the game. They're 3D collectible items that you can rotate and collect. You get XP for, you get suits for, and it's like, when I found that out, I almost dropped to my knees. Like, there's no way. It's a collectible Easter egg backpack that Yuri Lowenthal talks about, and I'm literally dead. And I don't know if they're
is
bringing
so
it back in the
awesome.
sequel, but like that's like, again, being
I
able
know.
to show that, like you asked me, one of my favorite videos was one of them showing off the Easter egg at the end of the review, and
Yeah,
having
that
people
was,
enjoy
I
it.
think that was Sam's question, but yeah, that's really awesome though.
It's nuts. No, and it's not just for me. It's not just for me or the main founders. It's you guys, the fan club, the community. You guys are the Spidey Squad in the Easter egg that they are talking about.
Spidey
It's
Squad
everyone,
forever.
all you viewers, all you
Yeah.
chat responders, chat messengers. It's all of us, and that's awesome. And that's so cool from Insomniac that they're so down to earth to do that.
Like when you pick up your Easter egg, Evan.
Yeah.
I love it how Peter Louis says, "Oh, Spidey Squad." At least I have someone on my side when Jason's doing crap.
I know. I was like I posted my
Wait,
reaction
what?
to it, so that was my live react. Because you know what was
Yeah.
happening
Oh,
is
yeah.
that I don't know if I made that clear in my video, but you asked me about the review code, so I got the review code, and I still didn't know if they maybe took out the Easter egg or not, because they didn't have it in the E3 demo or the Comic-Con demo. So I'm like, oh, maybe they took it out, or maybe it's not a backpack anymore. Maybe it's something else. But Jacinda, she's so nice and
I
so
knew that
heartwarming.
video.
She was like, I think she would have let me know, or Spidey Bugle know, who created the logo, if it was in the game or not. So I was like, I was collecting, playing the game initially for the first time ever, never seeing anything in the city, like not knowing what all the other backpacks were, discovering like, oh, this cool Easter egg to Rhino or Electro, or the shot gloves, or the card, the Daily Bugle card with Eddie Brock's signature on it and everything. Like, all that was like, oh, that's so sick, like, referencing stuff in the universe. So I was collecting all of them, and there's like 45 backpacks in the game, right? So I was collecting all of them,
Yeah.
and I was at the last one. It was at the
Oh,
very
wow.
last backpack, not knowing that that was going to be it, because I was collecting every single one of them, thinking like, is this it? Is this it? Like, oh, it's not it. It's not. Like, and I got the last one, like, maybe they did take it out, and it was the very last backpack I collected in the entire game, was our logo. And that was totally accident. That was a
that's
total
so cool.
accident, and it was insane. It was nuts.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Now this is just my last question and this goes for all of you guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
There it is.
I love
You see that? It's the last, like, literally, not even joking, the last one on the list is the Spidey Squad.
That is so
Like,
cool.
oh, man.
Wait, what if
I mean,
it's not the game?
I got one too.
What
I
if?
think Insomniac missed out on was suit damage.
Yeah, a little bit of it safe.
That's the one thing I thought they missed out on.
Oh.
And I hope they do that for the sequel. I hope.
I think it should be an on and off switch.
I know, like, the anti-Ock battle damage is more battle damage than the actual battle damage suit. And I'm like, why would you do this? Like, because, like, you know how dope it would be to swing around the city in the anti-Ock damage? I need that.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
Hey
that'd be
Evan,
nice.
before you end stream, can you subscribe to my channel?
If they, like, because if they make more original suits in the next game, like we got the Velocity suit, the Resilient suit, anti-Ock, Advanced, and then even though it's the Ultimate suit pretty much, the wrestling outfit is their own unique design of it, but it's like that's kind of how it looks already in the Ultimate comics. So in the second game, if they add more unique suits, or again, suit customization, which I think is the one that a lot of people are wanting, there'll be a lot of different things that people can do with the costumes.
Hey, Evan. Sam has one question. I'm gonna put him on real quick. Hold on a minute.
Nice. Go for it.
Hey Evan,
Hey Sam, how's it going, buddy?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh.
I got a question.
Go for it.
Who was your first subscriber?
Well, I don't know about first, but one of the main ones that was like the 50th, like I remember that, is Cameron Anderson, who I think he still watches my videos, and he was just a longtime supporter of the channel, even with my phone. And that's the thing too. If you guys are like wondering, like, man, Evan, how'd you get to where you are? How are you able to interview Insomniac? How do you get them to follow you and talk to you? Literally, just be passionate about what you're in love with, or what you really appreciate the most. And me, that's you guys and Spider-Man and superheroes. And because of that, I was able to, just because of how much I care about the subject matter, is talk to them and everything through Twitter and interviews and all that, and go to conferences like GDC and be flown out to Comic-Con for my very first ever Comic-Con because Marvel flew me out there, which is insane. It's just because of everything that I am passionate for, and you guys supporting me every step of the way through our common interest of characters like Spider-Man that bring us all together. So with Cameron being my first subscriber, I think he's still watching stuff from my channel, but he's just like a big time supporter, and he's the one that has been stuck around for a long time. And Cameron's like an OG. He's awesome.
Okay, and I got another one.
Yes.
Who was your 50,000th subscriber?
I don't know. I have to look on my YouTube channel analytics page and see who recently subscribed. But right now we're at like 50,050, I think. But I can check back and see. Oh, okay. Who was the exact 50,000th subscriber? I got to make sure and see who that was.
Yeah, you can see the recent subscribers.
Yeah. You can go in like a section on your YouTube channel settings page and then see who was the most recent subscriber of your channel, and then you can see, oh, there's their username.
Yeah.
Oh, and Evan.
Yes, sir.
Did you play any of the Injustice games?
I have Injustice 2 right now. I never play the first one. I've seen the entirety of it, like the story and everything, but again, I'm awful at NetherRealm games. If we were to play Soul Calibur, that's my go-to fighting game. Either Soul Calibur or Marvel Nemesis, and I'll be golden. I would die at all 2D side-scrolling fighting games like Street Fighter, Injustice. I'm surprised actually I was okay at Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite during the charity stream, but I'm not good at those games. I'm bad at all of them.
Yeah, but I played the first Injustice, and the story is really good. I played it last night. I finished it today. It was really good.
Injustice?
Yeah, Injustice, the first one, Gods Among Us.
Nice.
Are
you excited then for Mortal Kombat, since it's made by the same company?
Oh no, I don't play the Mortal Kombat.
I don't. That's with me too. Like again, like NetherRealm's great. Nothing against them. I'm just like I personally just suck so bad at all their games that I can't bear myself to play them. Like I'm just awful.
Yeah, me too.
I'm good at the Injustice games, but I am crap at Mortal Kombat, and it's the same company.
I was gonna say, like, for some reason, isn't it harder to get used to the controls of Mortal Kombat? I don't know why that is. It just seems to be the case. It's hilarious.
Hey, Evan, I'm gonna hand it over back to Luke.
Nice. And we're already been streaming for almost 2.5 hours. It is 6:40. So actually, guys, I think we might end it right here. And I know that I pretty much missed a lot of questions, but again, this is just for us to connect and just to say thank you all for 50,000 subscribers. And again, I'm so happy I'm able to interact with all you amazing people through our common love for Spider-Man and just all things superhero related. And again, I got a funny video planned for tomorrow, maybe in the late afternoon, related to April Fools. It's obviously going to be a joke, so don't take anything I say in it seriously, as a heads up. But it'll be
tomorrow's April Fools.
I know, it'll be insane. But again, just everyone, thank you all so much for all your support, and I hope I can keep bringing you content you enjoy. I got some more Spider-Man PS4 videos coming. I'll keep you updated for all Avengers Project stuff, guaranteed. I know some people are asking, are you going to cover Arkham 2019? I won't. I like Batman a lot. He's just not like my go-to thing to talk about. You know, that's for the Gotham Knights, you know, Slick Moth and Salvage. Those are your go-to guys for Batman. Me, I'm your Marvel guy, superhero guy, game guy, PlayStation guy. That's me.
I love
and again,
Batman,
if you, you know, maybe another interview can happen between Brian and me or whatever. But we'll just have to wait and see. And again, whenever the sequel's announced, I'll be sure to be the one to keep you informed about everything related to it.
Yeah.
And again, just hopefully I can keep doing you guys justice with the content and the Spidey Squad Twitter page and my channel and everything, because with all the support you guys give me, and it just drives me to be a better content creator for all you guys out there. So thank you so much.
Hey Evan, before you end the stream, can you subscribe to my channel?
Sure. What is it?
It's Gamer Guy 98.
Could you put it in the chat, and that way I can see, other people can see it too, and then I can try and get the link from there.
See you, Evan.
See you, Evan.
Bye, guys. Again, everyone, thanks for joining.
See ya.
And we'll also try to do a charity live stream soon. That's another thing I wanted to bring up. Even though I'm not like a big DC guy, I did get Injustice 2, so we can do another charity live stream. Again, I'll just say it now because it'll probably be announced sooner or later. We just don't know when. And I'm also going to be probably pretty busy in early April, related to some cool stuff, which I will tell you guys about. I did say I was going to tell you guys at the beginning of the stream. So two things. So the charity live stream with Injustice 2 is going to feature myself, Lord Cheddar, Godzilla Mendoza, and hopefully, if he's available, High Top Films. And then we can all play Injustice 2 together and fight. And also have you guys involved too. And we can get everyone in a public match in Injustice 2 to fight. And again, if you have any charity ideas to donate to, we did St. Jude's. We did Rady's Children's Hospital for Yuri Lowenthal, who literally came out on Twitter. He's like, Spidey Squad, we need your help. I'm like, you got it. Like, we are doing whatever you say. So, yeah, he went on Twitter and said, Spidey Squad, we need your help for the Rady's Children's Hospital Fund. And it was insane. So, like, of course I'm going to help out the one and only Spider-Man. Because for me, Yuri Lowenthal is Spider-Man. And John Bubniak, who's the character model for Peter Parker, he's the coolest. He's awesome. And fun fact, John Bubniak, the character model for Peter Parker, is going to be in the upcoming Godzilla movie. He's an extra. He's a soldier in the movie. So go support him in that movie.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So in the new Godzilla movie, he's cast as a soldier. So Peter Parker is going to fight Godzilla, confirmed.
That's pretty cool.
It is really cool. And if he dies, I'm gonna leave the theater. I'm gonna be so pissed. He died in Infinity War.
It's just a movie.
He died in Into the Spider-Verse, and now he's gonna die in Godzilla. So that's gonna be intense.
The Godzilla Mendoza.
No love for Josh. I love Josh Keaton Eclipse. I'm assuming you mean Josh Keaton. I do love Josh, but meeting Yuri Lowenthal in person, he's really one of the most kind-hearted, down-to-earth, sweetest, warmest people you could ever meet, regardless of him being Spider-Man. Just as a person, he is amazing. And another thing, so fun announcement that I'll hopefully try and make videos on while I'm there is that April 10th is my 21st birthday. And on April 7th, for the full week from the 7th to the 14th or 13th or whatever, I'm going to be in New York City. So it's going to be my first time in New York City, and that's where we're going for
Awesome.
As a trip. So we're going to New York. So any New York residents who watch the channel and know about the Spidey Squad, if we want to meet up, I'll definitely be able to hopefully say hi while I'm there and just do a lot of cool stuff in New York for my birthday when that time comes, which is going to be fun.
Hey, Evan, I put my name inside the chat.
And what is it?
You.
It's Gamer Guy 98.
Gamer Guy.
Gamer 98.
Eclipse, thank you for the $1 donation. I didn't even see that. Thank you so much. If anyone else donated during the stream and I didn't see that before, I'm sorry, but thank you for even $1. That's amazing. Thank you. Gamer 98, you said?
A Gamer Guy.
Gamer 98. Guy 98?
Yeah.
And that's your YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyone who is into games, be sure to go subscribe to Gamer 98.
I subscribe to him.
Gamer Guy 98, my bad. Very cool. But anyways, guys, it's getting pretty late. But again, if you enjoyed this, let me know and I can try and do another stream or something for you guys related to this. Talk to you guys in the party. We will do a radioactive replay hopefully soon, probably after my birthday, probably after I come back from New York, and do more of that. Obviously, I'll cover the Avengers Project when we get more news, probably at E3, which is in June. I'll review Far From Home, and that comes out in July, even though I'm, media-wise excited for it. And I think that's about it. Live stream,
hey, Evan,
hopefully soon. Oh, yes.
I got one quick question.
Yes.
It's Luke. Sorry, I forgot to tell you. I got one quick question.
Go for it. No worries.
Okay. Now, whenever we got those newspapers, were we one of the first people to get your autograph?
Oh, that brings me back. The newspapers from E3?
Yeah, I wasn't
Yes.
too sure if we were the first.
No, yeah, you
Really?
guys were literally like one of
Awesome.
the first people to actually ask for my autograph, which I'll never forget. That's so cool that you guys actually wanted
That's
that.
awesome.
Thank you so
I,
much.
I,
didn't
just
want
wanted,
to point,
I wanted to include that for you there for your live stream.
That's very cool. Well, thank you for supporting the stream. But I'm just happy you guys were able
It's
to
okay.
get a paper in
Oh,
general,
yeah.
regardless of the autograph.
love
I'm just
those
happy you
things.
guys were able to get a paper, because that's
Oh yeah, we
awesome.
love those things.
It's
Yeah.
so cool. Nice.
Yeah.
I know. Hopefully in the future, if they
Yes.
and also for the charity live stream too, because I've been giving away a lot of stuff for the charity live streams, like autographed Game Informers or Funko Pops or whatever. So the next one, it might just be some remnants of what I got from GDC, like some souvenirs, like a poster or some, lanyards or something. So it might not be as too amazing of prizes as what it was for the other streams, but hopefully it'll be stuff that people will hopefully enjoy, and then that way I can try and get more prizes down the line with stuff that people really do want. But again, it's for charity. That's the main cause. But hopefully, as an incentive to donate to the charity, I can give away some cool merch of some kind.
Kev, I have one more question.
Yes, sir.
Are you going to do any more reaction videos?
Yes, whenever we get the new trailer for Far From Home, I didn't react to the Endgame trailer because I had no reaction. It was like, cool. Literally everything that was leaked is in this trailer. So the white suits, the re-showing the other footage of the other MCU movies in the trailer to not show off the majority of the movie. Ronin exists. Hawkeye is Ronin because his family. Spoiler, I guess, but if you know the comics, Ronin. His family pretty much dies in the snap, so that's why he's Ronin now with the sword and the mask. Everything that was leaked already has been shown in that trailer. So, and again, there's already a lot more leaks going on about Endgame, so which is why I'm so much more invested about the Marvel Spider-Man PS4 universe, because nothing's been leaked, and there's so many cool stories that they can do with this game and its world. And we know nothing about the other Marvel heroes. They could literally do anything with them. Whereas the MCU is like, okay, literally, they have the white suits. They're going to go in the quantum realm. Marvel is making another movie of Spider-Man and Black Panther and all these other characters, so they're going to come back, obviously, so they're not dead. So it's like there's no stakes in it, really. Cap might die. Iron Man might die. That'll be very emotional. But other than that, it's like...
Ball our eyes out and Cap
Or
dies.
Thor. Oh my god, if Thor dies, that'd be insane.
Thor died, just a wrap. People breaking down.
Thor is if Thor dies, it's a definite wrap. People will be done. Like Chris Hemsworth cannot die. This is insane. And again, I might be going into Avengers Endgame without having seen Captain Marvel. I still have yet to see Captain Marvel, so I might go into the movie without even having seen. I think I did that with Avengers Infinity War. Maybe I forget if I saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 or not before or after I saw Infinity War. Because I saw the first one, I didn't see the second one. Because it just looked kind of meh. And I know a lot of people like it, but I'm like, eh. They're kind of doubling down on it, and I don't know if that's the best thing to do. First one was fantastic, but the second was like, I've seen it on Netflix now, and I'm like, it was alright. So I don't know if I saw it before or after I saw Infinity War, but I know I caught up on all the other movies, prior to it. I definitely saw Black Panther, though, before Infinity War. I mean, everyone did, because it was awesome.
It was really good.
But again, like, you didn't really need to see Black Panther to have seen Infinity War. I mean, you get context like, oh, here's the Jabari tribe, and here's the Dora Milaje, and here's Bucky coming back. But we already saw that Bucky was in Wakanda from Civil War. And again, the only thing that you see in Black Panther that was in Infinity War is the new suit and the Jabari tribe, and that's it, really. Like, nothing from the movie directly impacted Infinity War from Black Panther. So again, Captain Marvel, sure, Carol comes to Earth somehow. I don't know how. I haven't seen the movie yet. You can spoil it for me if you want, but I don't really care that much. She's gonna help the Avengers fight Thanos. She'll probably be the one to destroy Thanos, which I don't know how I feel about that yet. Or, of course, actually, Ant-Man's going to come in and grow inside his ass. What am I saying? That's what's going to happen, obviously. No, I'm kidding. But, if it...
Wait.
Dark for saying this, right, Evan? I might be a little dark, but if Captain Marvel is the one to destroy Thanos, right?
Yes.
I need her to rip his head off. He look like a purple jelly bean.
He looks like a purple jelly bean. Grimace with a nutsack chin. Rip. Rip in the chat.
Oh.
Yeah, I totally understand. Like, if I don't know, it's just like, is Carol's like now just coming in the MCU after having literally literally over a decade's worth spent with Iron Man and Captain America and all the other Marvel heroes pretty much. And then Carol comes in after one movie and then she's going to stop Thanos. Like, are you serious? It's not even just because of the whole politics side of it, which I could care less. I'm talking about like from a story point perspective. Like, oh, here's this literal, not a Mary Sue, but just like, oh, here's our golden goose of a character. She can do anything. She's super strong. She's super fast. She's literally like the most powerful person in the Marvel Universe. And she'll be the one to stop Thanos with an Infinity Gauntlet. Like, okay then. So, I don't know. Again, like, the Russos could direct Brie Larson differently than how the directors of her own movie did. But so far, I'm like, I actually might skip out on Captain Marvel before seeing Endgame. Because I feel like there's... Unless, again, maybe there's, like, a post-credit scene where, like, someone is a Skrull the whole time. Like, maybe Tony's a Skrull. That'd be freaking nuts. Or whoever. It could be a Skrull. And, oh my god, this relates to Captain Marvel, so you should have seen Captain Marvel before. I don't know. But I'm just more invested personally as a fan of Marvel in this game and its world compared to the MCU as of right now. But Endgame still looks cool, and I'm looking forward to it. But again, like my reaction, like what you asked to answer your main question, will there be other reactions? Yes, just of like, you know, stuff that's like actually interesting. Like, you know, if we get a Morbius trailer, which my god, that movie's gonna flop hard. I'm sorry, but if we get a Morbius trailer or Venom 2 trailer or whatever, I'll definitely react to those. But Endgame, I was like, I saw the trailer, I'm like, this is cool. But I was like whenever I see a new Spider-Man PS4 trailer, I'm like, I'm gonna literally bawl my eyes out because of how amazing this is. Yeah, like when we get more trailers of stuff that I'm invested in watching, then yes, you will see my reaction. I don't make videos for views, unlike someone I know, Super Rebel, but I definitely do videos just for you guys, for you to enjoy and stuff that I'm actually invested in, not for clicks. Which is funny because I've done like 3 to 4 videos already about City at War, and then I did that recent video about like City at War is here, the comic's out, and then people are like, this is so clickbait. Like, you literally see that this is a comic book right off the get-go in the first 2 seconds. Like, I thought this was DLC. Where did I say it was DLC? I said it was the comic, so
that's not
okay
clickbait.
then.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it's like, all right then, sure. But I just love that though, because they're like, man, I thought this was DLC, and I saw a comment like literally like 500 people like that comment, like they're disappointed it's not DLC. Like, first off, I've said that the DLC's done, and second off, it's a comic book art cover on the thumbnail, so you should know it's a comic. It's a freaking comic, but whatever. It's funny. People are funny.
In a way, you could,
Downloadable comic content, DLCC, I'm kidding.
Cool.
Ooh, downloadable comic, hey, ooh, actually he's a downloadable comic, so never mind, that counts.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Also, I'm planning to buy Into the Spider-Verse on Blu-ray.
Nice. I have Into the Spider-Verse on download here because I got the PS4 theme. It looks amazing. It's so cool. And I know that I missed out on the Steelbook for the Into the Spider-Verse, but I'm like,
Oh, yeah,
I don't know if I could watch the same movie over and over and over and over again. Like, I'm happy I download the movie and I have the theme for it to remind myself of how awesome the movie was. But that I don't even have DVDs of like the majority of the MCU movies. I don't even have, and I love it. I have the first ever Spider-Man movie, the Tobey one, 2002 Spider-Man, on VHS. I don't even have it on DVD because I'm like, I can't find it on DVD, but I still have the VHS of it, the VHS tape of the first Spider-Man movie. I do have the, limited edition DVD set of Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3, but I don't have it for Spider-Man 1, sadly. I don't even own either. I don't own any of the MCU movies on DVD, and I don't own any of the Amazing Spider-Man movies on DVD. I did not mean to go with this mission. Whoops.
Wait, did you get the Spider-Man 2.0, 2.1 movie?
2.1? I do not, actually. I just have the standard... Well, I've seen the clips of what the 2.0 has, but I don't have the 2.1 version. I've seen it, though, but I don't own it. But it looks... And same thing with the Spider-Man 3.1, which now... I'm sure it's a joke, but people are like, release the Raimi cut. And I'm like, come on. Like, again, I love the Raimi movies, but I'm not out here demanding for Spider-Man 4 or whatever. If anything... I'm out here wanting to see what Spider-Man, or the Amazing Spider-Man 3 would look like. Even though it had a bad plot, like Dennis Leary, Captain Stacy was pretty much saying, oh, there was going to be like a clone Captain Stacy or whatever, some crazy nonsense. I would still have liked to see a full trilogy of the Amazing Spider-Man movies compared to it just ending with the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Well, at the same time,
Right.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, when people are like, oh, I want,
That's
like, when,
misleading.
like, if you notice, though, when we get Far From Home news or whatever, or, you know, Endgame news where Peter's going to come back in Endgame or whatever, people are like, they notice more and more now that Homecoming was a bit meh. And if you like the MCU Spider-Man, that's totally fine. More power to you. That's awesome that you like him. But I see, like, on Twitter every day, Spider-Man 4 would have been so cool. Toby would have kicked Tom Holland's ass. It's like, Jesus, like... And you ask yourself, why are people talking about this? Why are people demanding more and more for Spider-Man 4 or for The Amazing Spider-Man 3? And it's because we got Spider-Man PS4, which I consider to be the best Spider-Man game ever made. We got Into the Spider-Verse, an Oscar-winning Spider-Man movie in animation, which is insane. And it's not even featuring Peter as the main character. It's Miles Morales, which is even crazier and awesome. And then we see the MCU, where they're treating Peter as this person who depends only on the other heroes, has so many character traits that relate to Miles Morales. It's not even funny. Like, Ned Leeds is literally Gank, or Genki, whatever his name is, Miles' friend. That's Ned Leeds, to a T, in the MCU. And, like, Far From Home, like, I just want to go on a trip with my friends, via vacation, woo! Like, come on, like, do we really want this as a Spider-Man live-action blockbuster Spider-Man movie? Is him going on vacation where Nick Fury and Maria Hill and possibly Iron Man or another hero is going to come in and save things for him? I don't know, man. Like, if you like it and if you're excited for it, awesome. But me, it's like people are saying, like, oh, like, Miles is my Spider-Man. The Insomnia game Spider-Man is my Spider-Man. Tom Holland is my Spider-Man. So great. People are identifying with each unique version of the character, and that's awesome, but again, is it enough for the MCU as a franchise with what they're doing with Peter's character in his own standalone movies? And to me, I don't know. I'll have to wait and see until Far From Home comes out, but for right now, I don't know.
Well, the problem is legit MHX.
With the MCU Spidey, like, he's too codependent on other heroes, like with Iron Man. I'm not a fan of how, like, with the Rebel scene.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
yeah.
Yes.
Motivation with Iron Man.
Yeah. Thank
That
you.
is kind of weird.
You know what? Like, even the slight added detail. I don't know if they're allowed to. Like, they have Spider-Man, so I don't know why they can't name drop Uncle Ben, which I would have found a bit more emotional. Which you're totally right about, or the end with him literally dusting to death in Infinity War, where my God, which that was nothing wrong with Tom Holland's performance because he's acting the shit out of what he's given. He's doing a great job, but the writing is the problem with what they're doing with Peter's character. The writing is the issue. Tom is perfect as Peter and Spider-Man. It's just that what he's being given is a bit off. So, like, exactly with the Rebel scene. Oh, I'm dying, help, oh my God, like, I was like, wow, this is insane. Like, Spider-Man's literally crying. This is a great new take on him. And then he's like, what's the one thing that inspires me to get out of this disastrous situation? What lifts me up as a hero to try and, save myself without anyone else here to save me for me? It's, if you're nothing without the suit, you shouldn't have it. No. You do not think about Tony Stark, or you think about Aunt May, or Uncle Ben, or maybe even Ned. I don't know, not Tony Stark.
I would have been happy with Aunt May, honestly.
Yeah, like one of Marissa Tomei's lines, like you can't do that anymore. Like worrying her and everything. Like, you were out. I was calling 5 police stations. I didn't hear from you. You can't do that. We talked about that. Like, okay, give me more about that. What happened with this version of Uncle Ben? Who is Uncle Ben? Not to say, oh, show me the whole death thing again, but just show me who Peter is through who inspired him to be Spider-Man, which is Uncle Ben. So, with Infinity War, with the end where he's like, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. Not like, sir, please, I don't want to go. I find that weird he's calling him sir. Like, Mr. I guess. But again, Civil War is like Stark said you'd say that. Oh, just Stark, bam, like just
that is weird.
So like, sir, please, I don't want to go. Like, okay, but like, even though at the end, like, he could have like said like, under his breath or something like, Uncle Ben, I'm sorry, or Tony, I'm sorry, or whatever, Aunt May, I'm sorry, like, or tell Aunt May and then have him dust off or something, just, I don't know, like, even Aunt May, what they're doing in Far From Home directly, like, people like, they're shipping Happy Hogan with Marissa Tomei, or Jon Favreau with Marissa Tomei and Happy Hogan with Aunt May. I'm like, no, and like people are like, oh, like this is so good, like this is cringeworthy. I'm sorry. And he's like, that was weird. Yes, it was weird, Tom. Yes, it was weird. You're damn right, it was weird. And I just do not know. And I'm not saying Aunt May can't date someone. It's just, where did this come from? Why is this happening? Does this really need to be a subplot in the movie that Peter is having Aunt May, or Peter is coping with the fact that Aunt May is dating someone else? Now, if they connect it with Uncle Ben, if like, you know what, Peter, your uncle's gone. But has it only been like a year?
Years.
How long has it been since he died? Because in Civil War he said it was 6 months. Far From Home was going to be in 2019. Is it years or still months? Because the timeline's all messed up. I don't know. So, like, if you say, oh, I have to move on, Peter, you should too. Or I don't know, maybe not that, but just like in the sense, add context to why this is happening. And connect it so that it relates to Peter and not just Aunt May, but to Peter himself. I don't know, man. Like,
Hey, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Like in the comics, like Peter dies, then Miles take over. Do you think that's in the sequel?
With Miles and Peter teaming up in this game sequel?
No, like you look out in the comics that Spider-Man dies, and Miles Morales take over for Spider-Man.
Yes.
Do you think Peter's gonna die in the sequel and Miles take over?
So a theory that's going on now, which I don't know how I feel about it happening, but the theory is Peter's gonna get the symbiote, and he's going to turn into Venom. Because there's comics where Peter, he gets the symbiote and he becomes Venom, like in the Ultimate Comics. The symbiote does that. He wears the symbiote, and instead of becoming Black Suit Spider-Man, he becomes Venom. So there's a theory that once Peter defeats Harry, and Harry is off the symbiote, and then it goes on to Peter, Peter could become Venom, and then Miles has to stop Peter as Black Suit Spider-Man, and you're fighting Peter as Miles, and then Miles could die from Peter. Or something. I don't know.
I wouldn't know how to feel about that, to be honest.
That's a theory. I don't know if it's going to happen, but it sounds like an interesting plot. But again, like, I want to see Peter grasp the black suit, see how he copes with this power, and what that could do for his relationships with Mary Jane and Miles, and Aunt May's dead. So I guess Yuri, if Yuri's the Wraith, maybe Peter could go intense on Yuri as the Wraith, since she's the Wraith by the end of Silver Lining. He could wear the black suit, he could go after Yuri as Black Suit Spider-Man, then lose his temper. You know for a fact that the highlight of the sequel is going to be hearing Yuri Lowenthal as Black Suit Spider-Man. That's going to be... Whew, oh my, I'm not ready. I am not ready for that.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Will you watch my reaction from the 2016 trailer of Spider-Man PS4?
Erwin, is that you?
Okay.
No, Game 2020 Online, Erwin, was that you speaking?
Yeah, that was me.
Yes, of course.
Time.
Of course. I'd love to watch your reaction. You kidding me? Send it to me on Twitter.
This is right before I found you.
That's very sweet, dude. Thank you so much.
These times where, like,
before I knew the Spidey Squad, everything.
Ooh, the pigeons! This game.
I'm trying to find it.
I want to look at the side between I have for the sequel.
Yeah, like more various side missions, more swing animations, better combat. No, well, not better combat, but in the sense like have more depth. Again, more depth, more layers, more concrete detail to what they already have. So expand on the swinging, expand on the combat, expand on the city, expand on the suits. If customizable, then do that. Expand on the upgrade tree, expand on the parkour, expand on the characters, the depth of the story, side missions, all that. Again, like what Bobby Connington told me is like, the game's right there. All you have to do is add more to it, and then the sequel's done. So he himself is saying, like, he said to me, he wants the sequel badly. So he's really want to get on to working on the sequel, like, as soon as possible.
I think everybody would want the sequel like this much badly.
And again, like,
I mean,
like what their jobs are saying, like, VFX artists, environment artists, associate outsourcing artists, and also gameplay animator for a new AAA project. It's Spider-Man 2. It's Marvel's Spider-Man 2. It's not Sunset Overdrive 2 or Ratchet and Clank, which it would be cool if it was either of those, but it's Spider-Man. It's Marvel's Spider-Man 2. It has to be. There's no way.
I hope.
I can only hope, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Oh, you're still streaming.
I know, I'm sorry. I think I'll probably end it right now. I'm sorry. I just get on like these huge tangents and then I just go on to these big talks and then it just doesn't stop.
Hey,
and it's already 7:07, so yeah, we've been streaming for almost 3 hours, guys. Thank you all so much for joining. We'll definitely try and keep doing this again, either in the next few days or the next few weeks or something like that, but I will keep you guys updated, everything Spider-Man related, everything Marvel related. You can follow me on Twitter and subscribe if you enjoy the content. We're already at 50,000. If we get to 100,000 by the end of the year, that'd be insane. Probably not going to happen, but fingers crossed. But you guys, again, you inspire me to do what I do, and the Easter egg in the game, which we'll end it off by showing it, is the reason why I'm able to do anything, because of the passion that Insomniac has for the Spidey Squad. You guys and the passion they have for Spider-Man is what inspires me to do what I do. So again, just because of that, it's amazing, and that is proof right there that they care about you in the back, you over there, every single one of you.
Yeah.
They care because of that right there.
What are you doing to us a whispering?
In Insomniac we trust, boys. That's right.
Hashtag Insomniac, we trust.
That's right.
Hey, Evan,
Preach.
what
Yes,
are you doing
sir.
on Joseph Whitty's stream?
What about Joseph Whitty? Shout out to Joseph Whitty, by the way. He's awesome.
Will on his stream? Like,
Will I
party
be
was?
on his stream?
Empire.
Like, we doing his party one day?
Oh, sure. Well, I've been in one of Joseph Whitty's parties several times, but yeah, I'll try, if he streams tonight, I will try and join it, because I'm still trying to work on this April Fool's video, but if I'm done early, then yeah, I'll try and join. Yeah, I'll just be busy tomorrow working on videos and on Twitter, and also getting ready for my trip to New York on April 7th or 8th, which will be fun.
New York City.
That's right. First stop is Joe's Pizza. That's a fact. So pizza time every time. That's right.
Yeah, Spidey YTPs.
Alright. And before we go, everyone in the chat, thank you again so much for, if you donated, thank you. You didn't have to do that at all, but just for staying in and dealing with my nonsense. I'm sorry if I didn't answer a lot of questions. I will try better next time. It's easier when I have people to read them for me, but I don't have that. But in the party, is there anything that you guys want to shout out and, say for yourselves before we end the stream to people watching? Any plugs?
I don't want to say make a party. This is my first time. It's amazing. Join your party, so it was kind of fun.
Awesome, dude.
I will say, I got something, Evan.
Go for it.
So today I was working on my reviews for Marvel Spider-Man. Yeah, I know.
I saw that. Yeah, you posted on Twitter that your review's coming out tomorrow, or you're almost done with it?
Yeah, it's gonna be up at 1:45 around, I would say PA time.
Nice. So everyone go check that out once it's uploaded. It'll be awesome.
It'll be on Brothers Web.
Very
YouTube
nice.
channel.
And I'm subscribed to you guys, so I'll see it in my notifications.
Yeah, please watch. I did a little script. I had to read it out a couple times. It messed up in little areas, but it worked out pretty well, I think.
Very cool.
But yeah. But
awesome.
Thank you, Evan, for everything.
Of course.
This is awesome.
Thank you, Sam and Luke. Thank you guys.
Oh yeah, Sam's not here.
The Spider-Man videos.
I'll keep trying to do my best for you guys with the Spider-Man videos. I promise.
You're doing good.
Thank you.
And I appreciate it. I love your content too, bro.
Thank you so much. And also, yeah, mini plug for me. Again, Injustice 2 live stream with Lord Cheddar, Godzilla Mendoza, and High Top Films. Sometime soon, I assume. Like, I have to wait until I hear back from them about what their plans are for it. But it'll be on my channel, I think, or one of their channels. And then we will fight for a charity, because that's the best thing to do. And I think that's it, everyone. And until next time, I have been the one and only Evan Flarka. 50,000 subscribers, thanks to you guys. And hopefully we can keep growing that number every single day. So everyone, thank you all so much for watching. Stay spectacular, Spidey fans. Peace out.
See ya.
Yeah.